Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, September 28th, Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect to see clear skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show at 8 a.m. for a full hour of flestering. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in OTB. It is Wednesday, September 28, 2022.
Yeah.
Whew. Can you read that easily?
Yes.
Damn, man. I was talking about this the other day, bro.
Next to Williamson Eye Center.
Yeah, I think my eyes is going bad. I may have to do that next. Before I get that, though, if I did end up going the LASIK route, I kind of want to go through a glasses phase. Never had glasses before, right? I feel like
you feel like a hipster glasses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel
Yeah.
like I could look like very intelligent, maybe. Feel very cool. Danny, what is the new style of glasses? I've always been attracted to like a Harry Potter pure like rounded glass. Is that too try hard? Do you need something more square rimmed?
I would say that's more for sunglasses.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Okay,
fair.
well,
Also, I'm probably
what's the
maybe a
trend,
little
then?
big for that style. I'm thinking, okay, so if that was number one, second was like, you know, like the okay, I'm a technician working at ground control in Apollo 13.
Yeah.
And I have those old scientist glasses with like the top rim, but not the bottom one. You know, that's kind of my second choice. Think I can pull that off, Daniel?
I think you could.
Okay.
I don't know. The backwards hat and those glasses, you'd have to.
I'd probably be no hat.
Yeah, you'd have to be no hat guy.
I've been wearing a hat a ton because my hair is entirely too long. I got a cut lined up next Monday, though. I don't think I'm going to go back
Dude,
short, but
your
I'm gonna have
barber
to
must
take
be
it
the
off.
most popular one in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, he is. He is very popular. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
there you
The
go.
Joe Crest glass didn't look awful, except you can see the pain in my eyes. I mean, they were a little tiny.
You can
for
see the
head,
pain in
obviously.
those glasses with the stretch they're going through right now.
Yeah, so that's what else I was going to say.
Is that the
I
guy
have
that
a very
came here?
Wide face. Yes.
Okay.
Mario. Crest.
Mario. Good observation, bud.
Yes, Joe Crest, noted friend of the show.
Absolutely.
West Virginia native, LSU grad. Shout out, Joe, if you're out there listening, man. Okay, look, so on today's show, and by the way, we should preface it with this. We had some OTB meetings yesterday, and I am going to be more strict on the clock. Okay. So gone will be the super long segments to start the hour, and hopefully gone will be the super short segments to end the hour. Instead, you will get something a bit more down the middle. So who knows? Maybe that means you get your ass to the bench that y'all are always wanting. But look, I hope you're going to have a great day. Let's have a good day at work. If you're getting it's Wednesday, let's make it through today. Feeling good. The football weekend will start anew come tomorrow. A lot to break down there. And let's start maybe. Well, how's everybody feeling today? Everybody feeling good? Obviously, it's very cold. The only issue is like I'm super excited about the weather. I am, obviously I'm thinking about everyone in Florida right now is that hurricane continues to gather in strength, and know that this weather's kind of a byproduct of that. But selfishly, it does feel pretty incredible right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. We got family in Florida as well in the Panhandle, so hurricane season just, unfortunately, it is what it is. We've had a light hurricane season, but this one definitely looks like something that is going to be pretty strong. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it breaks up. Speaking of fall weather, like this is though like 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins fall this morning.
It is.
It is
really nice.
pretty nice. Now,
I mean,
is it going to last until later in the day? Not fully, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll take this right now.
Even at its peak yesterday, it was great. Like it still was not bad at all. So much fun right now, kind of rolling around the neighborhood. Halloween decorations starting to pop up everywhere.
I've got more velvet pumpkins in my house. I mean, it's
They
a
don't
lot.
they don't appreciate this. when y'all see an inflatable, y'all probably think it looks a little like bad, maybe a little trashy. But the bottom line is kids are obsessed with inflatables. I've never seen anything like it. It's all my kids wanted to go do is just walk around the neighborhood constantly and look at all the different inflatables around the neighborhood. I'm excited. Might go the Mickey and Minnie Witch and Wizard route. Not sure yet. All right, but let's go ahead then. And Danny, Mario, assume you're feeling well today. Everybody's doing well.
Doing good, man. Ready for October. One of my favorite months.
Hell yeah. We'll talk a little Pelicans.
How was the Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix? How was that?
It was good. I haven't finished it yet, but I realized yesterday the guy that plays Dahmer's dad is the guy from Step Brothers.
Yes.
And somebody posted a meme like, this man needs to stop raising children.
That's exactly who it is. Okay, I was trying to place him as well in my brain. That's good. I watched episode 1 last night. It may be, I don't know, man.
I didn't know if Mario watched it or not. I figured it was for research purposes.
I'm like 3 episodes in.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been like this, so it's probably just catch me at the wrong time. I think it's a little too dark for me. Yeah. It is pretty dark.
Too dark for you. He's 3 episodes in?
Yeah, it is. I don't know if it's like that I got a kid on the way, and like mainly my viewing now is just all this like cheese and popcorn fun, between like Andor and
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. See, to me though, that's not real darkness. I mean, I get that it has its elements, but that's still just like popcorn
fantasy.
Fun to me. Yeah, it's fantasy. It's popcorn fun.
Yeah.
The fact that this is real, and I know that because of Confessions, like everything is pretty accurate in terms of details as well, is very disconcerting and very unsettling and a little. I might have to put it off till a later time. I'm not sure. Watch that first episode. Very well made. I am not saying that it's not good, well made show. It is a well made show. It's just catching me probably at the wrong time for this right now.
Well, it is becoming spooky season now. Not stuff like that, but stuff that's not real. We're going to have to start put our list together.
It is true, though. Come October, a couple more days here, you may put me back in the mood.
What should we say? Like maybe 4 films for everybody to watch and kind of come back and give like a little review on, even if you've seen it.
One per
week. A little
week.
refresher.
I think 1 per week makes sense. Everybody gets to choose the one that everybody else has to watch, right? It's not a bad idea.
I'm down.
Mark's not watching.
I'm going Monster Squad. I'm just letting y'all know.
Y'all live together, Danny. You have to make sure that he watches it. Y'all watch it together. Do y'all are roommates, but I never hear a single story about y'all ever doing anything that roommates do together, dude. Yeah, but I mean, what, you're working on your laptop, maybe sitting on the couch, right? Maybe you're just like, do y'all exist? Have y'all gotten to the roommate comfortability yet where you just kind of exist in the same space?
We drank a margarita and watched me lose money the other night.
Oh, there we go.
That was fun.
Okay, we love to see the boys
bonding. Who'd you lose money on?
Okay.
The Cowboys and Giants.
You bet that game?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was feeling good when Saquon broke that run. As Danny can attest, it didn't go too well after that.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't.
That game was hard to watch.
I can't bet. We never mentioned this, but Irene was pretty spot on the other day.
She's 2 for 3.
And by the way, we're going to make a little change in the Irene segment. I think what we're going to do is just get a recorded video sent in, and I'm going to get her to try to dial back some of like the actual astrological information and just just give us what it means, right? Because she sends me these great emails with these summaries, and basically it said the game would be boring, right? It said that CeeDee Lamb would have a big game. It said that who was the other person that played well that it said would I'm blanking. Anyway, Irene kind of nailed the dull nature of that game the other night. I can't bet the NFL though right now, Jake. I'm kind of with you. It's so topsy turvy. Like even like what would you play on Thursday? It's going to be such a great game too. Bengals, Dolphins. Are you kidding me?
I'd go Bengals. I'd go Bengals money line, whatever it is.
Okay, because it's Bengals minus 3.5, which
Bengals are.
That's what I'm saying. So right there, I
was going to think it was the other way, and that's why I was going to go Bengals money line.
But that's actually what makes me feel better about taking the Bengals there.
It's in Cincy, right?
You can tell there's a little the Bengals a little undervalued maybe record-wise right now compared to that of the Dolphins. But whatever. It's going to be a great day. You should gamble at DraftKings, okay? Download it, promo code Baton Rouge. Been having a ton of fun playing all season. Looking at the board this morning, putting together. I like the college football board this week. And after really not feeling like I had a grasp on last week, I feel like there's a few solid plays that we get into. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today.
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. Minimum $5 deposit. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867.
So coming up in today's show, we'll talk a little Auburn, as I didn't get to watch quite as much film as I wanted to yesterday, but I got to watch some. Ask a little question: Saints or Aints? Like, can these Saints actually
don't bring that
fix
back
this
into my
thing?
life.
How far are they from fixing this thing? No. There's no need for any paper bags or anything like that yet. Everybody relax. It's just a fun, it's a good title.
How's the Cannon feeling right now?
Pelicans Media Day review. I don't know, actually. I have not talked to the Cannon in a while now. Football
Call
has
your father.
kind of, I guess, made us go our own ways.
Check in
some
on your
ways.
dad. My God.
I'm not the best about that.
Talk to my dad every night.
Every night?
Yeah, through at least text.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Check your heart.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. If you're going to get real,
Worrying about inflatables. Worry about the Cannon.
Well, I mean, look, man. I think the inflatables mean that it's going to determine my kid's happiness in the month of October. I think that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, what do they call the Cannon?
What do you mean? Oh, Papa Bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Yeah. A Bear.
I wish they would have just called him Cannon, but.
At first it was going to be Bear, but Bear quickly changed into Papa Bear. It was impossible to avoid. All right, when we get back here, let's talk a little Saints or Aints. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I want you to go to ITI Technical College today. iticollege.edu. Again, y'all, this is a local trade school that can change your life. And I want to say, look, if you're someone who is interested in process technology or instrumentation, which you're like, oh, what is that, T-Bob? These are areas that are extremely relevant to the job market in Louisiana, because that's what ITI Technical College does, right? You get that degree in 1 to 2 years. It's day or night class. It doesn't matter. No classes on Friday. And in 1 to 2 years, you have a degree relevant to Louisiana job market. They have resources to help place you into those jobs, and you will turn around your life for the better. Nothing is stopping you. Go to iticollege.edu today.
Yeah, go check out their campus over on Airline Highway. I mean, it's 7 acres. It is a beautiful campus. It is set up for success. They're going to help you get to that finish line. 877-591-1070.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
For a Wednesday edition of Hunt and Hill, J.D. Piquel joins us, and we rank the SEC 1 to 14. Hunt and Hill 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob, the 2022 LAB Prestige Award winner for Best Sports Radio Show. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Welcome in. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button. Share with your friends. Let's dive in right now to some Saints talk. As the Saints head to London, in which is, Jake, a very thematically and historically appropriate battle, right? Aren't you a fan of Last Kingdom? Is that you that likes Last Kingdom?
I do like Last Kingdom.
Okay, what is Last Kingdom? It's the clergy being raided by Vikings on English soil. And here we go. The clergy versus the Vikings on English soil once again. Here's to hoping that the monks in our story can fare a bit better than the monks of old, when the Raiders used to land on their shores. So it's a very appropriate matchup in that standpoint. Now, unfortunately for us, Jake, the Saints are looking more like those monks than the warrior monks that you would ideally want to fend off such an attack. As I have a very basic question, Jake. You spent a lot of times in NFL locker rooms. You've been, well, I don't know, you're never really on a bad team, were you?
8-8 was the worst.
Okay. So yeah, not really. So never really on like a truly bad team. But you've been on teams that have had bad starts, going to rip off 11 in a row, right?
Been 4-8 before.
4-8.
Yeah.
Okay, before finishing
8-8. Yeah.
Okay. So my question to you is, how fixable right now are the issues that you are seeing with the New Orleans Saints? Because they are many, and they seem very widespread and wide-reaching. I got some numbers that we can get into here. If you want to do numbers first, go ahead and answer the question now.
It's pretty simple for me. Because when I was part of a 4-8 team, we knew we had dudes on the team.
Yeah.
We knew we had LT, Sproles, Phillip Rivers, Gates, Vincent Jackson, Sean Merriman, Eric Weddle, Quentin Jam. Like, we knew we had guys.
Okay.
Dudes, not just guys. I mean, I was part of the guys. They were part of the dudes.
Yeah.
So we didn't panic. Even when we were 4-8, like, if you have a roster that you know has skill and you know you have talent, it makes it so much easier. Because we've had teammates that we played with at LSU that have been in Jacksonville when Jacksonville was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
We've had them there when they were in multiple spots, and you're like, man, it's just toxic. It's bad. By week 6, you're just ready to get out of it and go home. You don't get that when you have a talented roster, and you don't get that when you have leadership. And the Saints surely have leadership.
So they check both those boxes.
They do. So the conversation of, are we any good? Can we get it fixed? Is this just not going to work? That's not happening in a locker room that has that talent, that leadership. So that's the good part. But now the leaders have to demand more. They have to demand better play. They have to demand better focus. So, like, in this situation, DeMario Davis and Tyrann Mathieu, like the defensive players, because they're still playing at a pretty high level on defense, they have to find a way to get more out of the offense without it becoming an issue.
Yeah.
Right? Because, look, as offensive players, you know you're playing bad. You know the defense is kind of holding their end of the bargain up, and you're not. But you have to be willing to accept leadership and accept whatever you've got to do to get it fixed. And so there is a fine line there. Because I've been a part of teams. Look, the team we always talk about where we were first in offense, first in defense, 32nd in special teams. Look, at the end of the year, like Phillip Rivers and those guys and Waddle, they're like, hey, guys, we're good. We're doing our part. Y'all have got to do better. And we accepted that because we knew as a special teams unit we had to. So I think the Saints have maturity enough to be able to handle that because when you look at the roster, they've still got so much talent. Now, I know they have injuries at the receiver position. There's going to be question marks there. But like on the offensive line, right, if I'm James Hurst or if I'm Ramczyk, if I'm Eric McCoy, I'm like, hey, Pete, Ruiz, like we got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Like we have got to play better. Like when you look at the grades, we know where the problem is. We have to have a better plan for certain pressures and certain, like you come about it in a certain way. Like you're not just a total ass about it.
Yeah.
Right? And I think this locker room has the ability to do that. Not every locker room does, but they have the two things that in my career you had to have, talent and leadership to be able to fix it.
So it's interesting, Jake, because we had not talked about this before the show. It's the first time I posed you this question, and I had it written right here in my notes, kind of a reinforcement what you're talking about. It said, after reading that Duncan piece, quote, maybe an ironic, I said, this is not Duncan, that made it confusing. Maybe an ironic, encouraging sign is that in this last game, a lot of times it was the best players making the mistakes, right? You think about Alvin Kamara losing the fumble. You think about Tyrann Mathieu missing an open, and Tyrann's actually graded out wonderfully, but missing an open field tackle that leads to a touchdown. Will Lutz, a field goal missed, a field goal blocked.
Yeah.
Eric McCoy even with 2 holding penalties. Yeah. And you say, well, T-Bob, that's a bad sign, right? The good players are doing that. Well, yes and no, right? It's not ideal, but also, with those guys, that sort of game is the exception rather than the rule. So, like, they will find their level. They will be good again, and then they just have to bring along, like Jake is saying, the Petes and the Ruizes and the other guys who need to get better. But make no mistake, Jake, offensively right now, it has been awful. Mm-hmm. Like, it's sometimes when you see the numbers, it just really doubles down on it's even worse than what you've kind of witnessed live. In 38 drives this season, the Saints have 6 touchdowns, 6 field goal attempts, only 3 of which have been made. So you're 50% clip on kicking, unbelievably bad right now. 6 touchdowns, 6 attempts, then 16 punts and 9 turnovers, okay? So you have more turnovers and touchdowns, more turnovers and attempts. You have more punts than touchdowns and field goal attempts combined. It's been awful. You're only converting on third down 33% of the time. And when you look at the offense, Jake, it's kind of like we talked about. It's not just individual players making individual bad plays. It even starts with the coaching staff right now, right? This is a team that seemed unable to handle a 0 blitz this last game out. And so if we're thinking about, being fixable, where does it start offensively specifically in terms of like the actual nuts and bolts fixes?
I mean, I would start with some of the things that they're giving up in protection. You have a quarterback now that's seeing ghost. You have a quarterback now that if we go back and I watched some of the tape last night, he's anticipating somebody's going to come free. Now, if somebody's going to come free, that means you've built it into your offense where you're getting rid of the football to someone who should be wide open. But if you go back and you watch the tape, there's times that Jameis is already kind of grimacing for a hit whenever they're bringing pressure. And some of that I'm like, I kind of get because they've let a lot of guys free. There just has to be a better plan for it because when your quarterback starts to see ghost, it's hard to break him of that. And he's throwing off his back foot. He's kind of anticipating he's going to take a hit. And that, to me, offensively, that has to get fixed because you have 2 veterans of an offensive line. You've got a coordinator who's been there for a very, very long time. You should not be getting tricked at the NFL level by some of the blitzes. Look, double A-gap mugs, it's very, very difficult, but you got to have a better plan.
Everybody does it.
Everybody does. Look, that's right there. That's what the Panthers just did. There was no plan.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a free release, Jeremy Chin, right there in your face. Now, that has to be fixed. Like you have, like Olave's got to run. Somebody's got to run something. That is elementary. What are we doing? It can't happen at this level. It shouldn't happen at the college level. It happened to LSU against Florida State. They fixed it. They've got their cover zero, right? The Malik Neighbors against Mississippi State.
Very fair.
That was cover zero.
Yep.
They made the adjustment from the Florida State game. It's a, 30-something yard pickup for LSU.
Yeah. On a critical fourth down that you
this
had to
now
have.
is 3 games where the Saints have not had a plan. And so because of this, they're getting yards. Like in the NFL, they're 8th in yards offensively, but they're 23rd in points. That shouldn't be that big of a drastic change.
I mean, think about this, Jake. They were never even really close to beating the Panthers, and Carolina had just 293 yards on the day. Carolina was just 4 of 14 on third downs. Carolina gave up an average of 6.7 yards per play to the Saints, and yet again, the game wasn't even as close as the 22-14 final score line. I mean, that is a sign of the team that is messing up in some very fundamental, drastic ways, like Jake is laying out. Now, so I kind of feel you, though, right? We expect the best players will play better. Pete Carmichael in that offense should be able to figure it out. Maybe there's a little more reason for hope going into Sunday than it feels like. I'm kind of grasping at straws here, if you can tell, trying to pump a little bit of sunshine.
All right, so T, another double A gap.
Yep.
All right, and I know you listen on the radio. It's a little bit more difficult than if you're watching the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. But look, you got 2 linebackers, 1 in each A gap.
Gaps are on either side of the center.
This is yet again another example of you not having a plan in place. Like Jameis tries to throw hot off this, but this is the guy that's coming. Like if we play this tape, that's not your hot. Your hot's got to go somewhere else because you got your back on this side. And
leads to
so
a pick.
I just never seen a team not have a plan for cover zero the 3rd week into the NFL season.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's communication between the coordinator and quarterback, the offensive line and the quarterback, whoever that is, but it's always going to fall on the quarterback to get you in the right play. Mm-hmm. And when Matt gets here in about 30 minutes, he'll be able to tell you exactly where you should have gone with the ball, how you handle double A gap mugs, because Mike Zimmer was in his division for a long time, and you just got to have a better plan in place. That's not the plan.
No. So, again, I don't know exactly what to make of this. I guess it's a bit of a perspective question, right? It's in the eye of the beholder whether or not you think the Saints can get it fixed Sunday against the Vikings. There are reasons to believe so, but also the kind of head-scratching nature of how's it not fixed to this point yet maybe is a bit of a red flag going forward. Also going to be a great day of flestering as Aaron Rodgers is trying to stolen valor Matt Flynn's incredible record-setting performance in Lambeau so many years ago. We'll talk to Flynn about it. Keep it locked right here. Coming up next, let's talk a little LSU Auburn here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Once you go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com, AllStarToyota, BatonRouge.com. So my wife's a a photographer of all sorts, mainly ways, but all sorts, Jake. And it's been now 3 shoots in a row where she pulled up and the husband has blurted out, "Is that the murdered out Mini?" You're damn right it's the murdered out Mini, dude. That black on black, man. Minivan gang, MVG. And the only way I was able to do that was a custom order from All-Star. Now, little confession time here. I actually only ordered black interior and exterior. They went the extra mile. I'm like, oh, well, we got to get black wheels as well. Like, I didn't even think that was an option. It was. And now I'm living my best murdered out minivan life. Maybe it's not the Mini for you, but the point is, whatever you want to customize, right, they can get it for you. Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge today.
Yeah, but maybe you're not fully ready to make the jump to a minivan. You're like, man, I've always had an SUV. I just don't know if I can see myself in a minivan. But if it's black on black on black, I mean, anybody can drive that and look cool. So you should do it today. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly updates LSU's preparation for Auburn, and we'll head to London to get updates on the Saints and Vikings. Join us for Wednesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake Martin, Danny hanging out with you. And we just talked a little Saints. Look for that on the OTB OT YouTube channel right now. Let's talk a little LSU Auburn as LSU preparing to hit the road. Head over to Jordan-Hare to take on an Auburn team that's in a bad way right now, Jake. And it's interesting. Line opened, LSU minus 7.5, immediately got bet up to 9. Great sign for the LSU Tigers. I think it's maybe back to like 8.5 at this point. But I didn't get to watch as much Auburn film as I wanted yesterday. Only got to spend a few minutes on it today. I hope to do more. Not I hope to do. I will before tonight have a deeper dive on it. But just watching some of that Auburn-Missouri game back, Jake, it's just not good in the Plains right now. You want to talk about being one-dimensional? Auburn ran the ball 17 times to start the game on Saturday. Before finally they hit a pass on 3rd and 6, which was nice in the red zone. Good on them. After those 17 runs in a row. But, like, when I think about the game plans that Matt House has put together, really since the second half of Florida State on, and then I think about, okay, if I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm looking at a team, what sort of problem do they present? How are they going to stress me? And I see an Auburn team that literally is the definition of a one-dimensional football team, and I start to salivate a bit with what Matt House can do. And especially if you want to run the ball, where I love LSU's defensive backs and run support. Even look, think about the Florida State game, boys, right? What was the big worry going into the game? It wasn't Jordan Travis. It was Florida State's running backs.
Yeah.
LSU shut him down. Obviously, against Mississippi State, they probably run the ball more than you actually think they do. LSU shut that down as well. And so now you're going to tell me I get a healthy, rested B.J. Ojulari back. I get Harold Perkins, who just, you give him an assignment and watch him thrive. And his assignment doesn't even have to be coverage. It's just chasing down the running back. Like, I think this defense is set for a very big day. And Auburn's offensive line isn't any good.
No, they're not. If you want to go see exactly the true story of their offensive line, go watch the Penn State game. You can also watch the Mizzou game, because in the first two games, they played Mercer and San Jose State. And you watch that tape, you're like, okay, this is pretty decent offensive line. Well, I mean, Penn State embarrassed them. Penn State was so much more physical at the point than that offensive line was. Auburn graded out at 39% pass protection. 39 is a unit. Like a bad day is in the 50s. They were 39% against Penn State. Missouri, they were 60%. So it really wasn't great against Mizzou either. And Mizzou doesn't really have a game-changing edge defender. It's an offensive line that is struggling in pass protection. It's also struggling in run blocking. Like the yards that Tank Bigsby has gotten this year, a lot of it has been he's made the first guy miss and he's gotten to the second level. So you have a clear advantage on your defensive front, and that's why B.J. Ojulari doesn't play last week. He's got a little bit of something. The coaches are like, you're not playing. We're saving you for that SEC road game, and he is going to feast on this offensive line. I want to see kind of where Harold Perkins lines up, because, Steve, you did a good job of explaining in the game against Mississippi State, he was in the A-gap. He was as an edge. In this game against New Mexico, he was kind of in the slot a little bit. He was a little bit wider.
Very confusing. What do you call that position now, Jake? Because, I mean, in like a traditional 4-3 setup, it would have been like a Sam linebacker role.
Nickel
but
Sam.
More like I was about to say, it felt more like a nickel back.
Yeah.
So he's like a nickel Sam. Okay.
We called it a nickel Sam because just of the the nature of the player, and he's not a nickel. He's not a Sam because he's walked out there. And so it's
just like I normally when I think freshman, I think I don't want him in space, right? I want him in the phone. I want him to just be able to take, like, the fact that they are comfortable having him in a somewhat coverage role at times not only shows, not like Brian Kelly said, Matt House is giving him vertical slices of the playbook, as a good coach does with a young player so he knows what to do. But the fact that the vertical slices have him out there in that space operating, Jake, I think is very impressive for a young linebacker.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get that tape put together. I forgot to send Danny those clips. We'll do it during one of the breaks of just how smart of a football player Harold Perkins has been so far in this year. So, like, a matchup like this, I'm intrigued. Where do you go? Do you go with what he did against Mississippi State, what he did against New Mexico? And the Auburn offensive staff, they're wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the good part about it. Where is this guy going to line up? Because he is a true problem. And if I'm LSU, and look, Matt House the last 2 weeks, I mean, tipping my cap to you. The game plans you put together, I mean, it's been a really nice plan. The players have executed the plan. But if I'm Matt House this week, it's like, okay, if you beat me, it's going to be through the air. You're not beating me on the ground. Listen to the pass offense reports from Auburn this year. Against Mercer, 64.4% in the passing game. Against San Jose State, 54.2%. This is a grade. Against Penn State, 46.8. Against Missouri, 37.9. As an overall, so it takes quarterback, receivers, offensive line, passing charts, all of that into account, and it grades it. You're getting worse. You're not improving. You're actually getting worse. And the game against Missouri, that felt like one of the worst offensive game plans I've ever seen. Yeah. And I've watched a lot of Iowa this year, if that tells you how bad that was. It lines up with the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Well, it's funny. I think Emil McClellan hosted the LSU Football Podcast. Great job. We should check out. Mentioned in the chat. But Auburn started the game. Might have been lost to time, actually. But they started the game kind of solid, right? They had the big 14-play touchdown drive. Then they get a turnover, short field. They managed to make it 14-0. And after that, it was just completely fell apart. Just punt. Yeah, and okay, so Champ is in the chat saying LSU didn't shut down Mississippi State's run. They averaged like 6 yards a carry. They just went away from it. Mississippi State had 75 rush yards. Mississippi State had how many fourth and short turnovers in that game where they could not convert on the ground? I want to say I read a tweet from Julie Boudouin this morning that has Wingo as the top-rated interior defensive lineman in the SEC right now, according to Pro Football Focus. So, no, you're wrong. Okay.
Well, yeah, in a game like that.
So you're taking a single stat. You're taking a rush yard stat, a rush per carry, which I get does matter on the macro level. But in the micro of that game, it meant nothing. You had 75 total rush yards, and you could not, Mississippi State could not convert on 3rd and short and 4th and short, okay? That is shutting them down. And then if they have to go away from the run because they're losing, that's because you did your job, okay? And so, yeah, I'm not intimidated, like Jake said, by an Auburn attack that is so one-dimensional, so non-threatening. Outside of Tanks Bigsby, there's just not a lot of raw talent on this squad right now.
And you mentioned it earlier, T. You get like Fouché back, and that's somebody that is a big safety. He looks like a linebacker. And so him in this game is going to be key because you're going to be missing Major Burns, but you get someone who has 4 years of experience in the SEC, and he's had a ton of starts. And so even though he hasn't played a game this year, he's been on the scout team, he's been running with the ones, kind of working himself in. I'm excited to kind of see what the plan for him is going to be in this game. You get Jay Ward back as well. And again,
let's go, dude.
Like, okay, so Matt House, okay, against Mississippi State, you move Jay Ward from safety to nickel, and he's like the SEC Player of the Week, right? Okay, but with Matt House, he's shown you with Harold Perkins. Maybe it's not nickel this week. Maybe it's something else.
It's
Maybe
fair.
he puts him at a safety position, and he can interchange where he wants it based on who he's playing. If he's going to do it with a freshman in Harold Perkins, he'll certainly do it with a senior in Jay Ward. And so I like that. I like the fact that you're going to, place the personnel on your defense based off what the offense can do if your guys can handle it. And they've shown they can handle it so far.
I am so excited for the Jay Ward return. I mean, one of the best parts of this defense right now is how hyper-aggressive the DBs are in run defense. Go watch that Mississippi game. Jay Ward and Greg Brooks lay the wood. Mekhi Gardner had a couple nice plays last week setting the edge. Even Seven Banks got involved. Which, it's New Mexico, so whatever. But the point is, if a team wants to run the ball and you need to stop them, and you want to stop big explosive runs, great tackling out of your DBs is one of the keys to accomplishing that, and LSU seems to have that. I mean, I'm not going to lie, dude. I am feeling pretty fantastic about this matchup on Saturday. And I mean, just look at the other side of the ball. We've talked a lot about LSU's defense. LSU's offense has gotten better and better and better. And Jaden Daniels is multiple orders of magnitude better than what the other team is bringing to bear. I don't care who the quarterback is. Whichever one of the three guys that they want to play, Ashford, if TJ Finley's back, and then who's that number 12 that starts to work into the game? So last game, I think he might be a freshman or something. Either way, no matter who they play, they can't hold Jaden Daniels' jock.
Holden Griner is the third guy.
Yeah, well, he ain't holding his jock, okay? Jaden Daniels, just like I said, head and shoulders better and only getting better week to week. So if I'm LSU, now look, the team does have to be worried, I think, Jake, about maybe starting to fall a little too in love with themselves after good play, but nothing like overly impressive, right, opponent-wise or anything. But if they stay focused and if they enter this game with the right mindset and commitment, like, this is a statement game for them. They can clearly smash Auburn and show, no, we are a team on the rise, moving in the right direction. And even though everybody may have counted us out early on, we may be a factor in this SEC race yet. And I don't mean like winning the SEC, but I mean in terms of like affecting it, right? Knocking off somebody who's maybe in lines or maybe getting a bit frisky, entering the third best team in the SEC situation. Like the opportunity to take a step towards that come Saturday.
I think you're exactly right. And also, like we talk about, okay, are you reading your press clippings? Are you starting to feel yourself maybe a little bit too much? There's been nothing that we've seen with this new coaching staff that shows us that that's going to be the case. You came out against Southern, and you did what you had to do. And we understand the opponent, but you did what you had to do. Against Mississippi State, you did what you had to do. Against New Mexico, a game that very easily, in my opinion, I've been through a ton of these, could have been a sleepy game. You go out there and you win 21-0, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You dominated that game. Okay, so this staff has shown that they can get the team ready. It's just another challenge. And you shouldn't have to get ready for Auburn. Even with how bad that they've
Exactly.
looked,
I agree.
They've only lost one game.
Yeah, I agree.
They've lost the same amount of games as you have, and it's looked completely different. You're going on the road. You're going to Jordan-Hare, which is going to still, I think, be loud. They want to see if Brian Harson's going to survive
it'll be loud,
another week. Look, they hate LSU. They're going to show up. So you shouldn't have to pump anything into this game. As soon as you walk out there for pregame, the experience, the crowd, the moment, you realize where you're at, you're going to be at an 11. I don't worry about that one bit.
Yeah, so lock in, beat that ass, and so let's set up next week. All right, when we get back here, let's go ahead and close out hour number 1. Talk a little Pelicans Media Day. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. This week on DropBiscuit.com or wherever you listen to podcasts is our new series, Pops, the Louis Armstrong story. Pops is brought to you by New Orleans & Company. Check out neworleans.com and come visit New Orleans. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
Come on over to Corval Toyota and meet with a sales specialist to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Trash and construction debris suck. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 427-0000. Go to moralesrolloffs.com. With their transparent pricing packages, quick dumpster delivery, and pickup, they make your trash and debris cleanup not so messy. Morales Roll-Offs, 427-0000.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
121-12674. Offices in Baton Rouge.
after further review with Matt Moscona. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jimmy out for the Wednesday edition of Game Time, presented by Bet Rivers. We're at Fin Bomb Sushi Burrito on Burbank at Lee. That's Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Don't be so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna rock your body. Please stay. It's me. You don't have to admit you want away. It's me. Let me rock you to the break of day. It's me. Got time, but I don't mind.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 11:30 The Tiger.
Is this like Alpha Dog JT time? Right? Isn't it around the same time, I believe?
A little bit earlier, but not too far.
Alpha Dog, good movie.
Yeah, I think
Movie I
so.
haven't thought about in a while, but pretty solid.
Emil Hirsch?
Yeah, it is Emil Hirsch.
Yeah. The guy that got ran over by his own Jeep, unfortunately, in real life.
Oh, my God. Yelkin, Anton Yelkin,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
Just saddest story, dude. Just
Yeah.
talented young man did. Whatever. That's depressing.
Sorry. Great movie, though.
Yeah. Great movie. Great movie.
How did y'all feel about In Time with Timberlake?
Amanda Seyfried?
I remember thinking it was actually kind of tight in the theaters. But
I like the concept. The concept very interesting.
When I tell you, though, that I had not thought about that movie
Until-
since I left that theater until this moment right now, I think that is also true. So I don't really know that I give it accurate.
Pretty good.
I think it's realistic, like in the future.
What was the concept again?
Like
You
you
had to buy
had time.
Money
you had to
is-
buy time.
yeah, time is your
It's
currency.
kind of like Mark of the Beast type stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
okay, yeah. I mean, the way our world's heading, that feels pretty spot on.
Yeah,
I would say.
And if
sure.
you had the time, you were the richest person. There was no money. It was all about time.
Yeah, okay. Huh. Fun movie, I guess. I don't know. I've never thought about it again. Hey, so normally at this point in the year, we don't think about the New Orleans Pelicans. But it's been exciting. Media day yesterday. No big stories coming out of there, which is good to me, right? I mean,
No injury reports.
No injury report, no drama. Zion looked great. The picture of the Fab Five together just looks absolutely fantastic. The vibes seem immaculate. Mario, this feels like a team that is loose, that is having fun, that likes one another. And there was a very interesting quote I saw from David Griffin where he's saying, look, now is not the time. And I know we've never paid and I'm paraphrasing. I know we've never paid the luxury tax before, but when the time is right, we will go all in. So to me, this feels like the time where this year you have to prove that the time could be right. Prove that you're moving in that direction. And then if you can get close enough, then the Pelicans will, and Miss Gale will push those chips into the center of the table.
Yeah, want to build off of what you did last year. And now Zion back in the fray.
Boys, dude.
Very exciting. Look how happy they look.
They look so happy.
Love B.I.'s hair, too, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
The afro going on. But everybody at Media Day wrote about Zion, which is understandable. He is a story. But, again, want to build off of what you did last year without Zion. Apparently, Herb Jones has been working on his three-point shot. Not that it was bad last year. Trey Murphy gained 13 pounds of muscle since the end of last season. I think that's a big deal.
Oh, okay.
And shout out to Willie Hernan-Gomez.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
We talked about this on the show a little bit, but he won the MVP award for Spain in Eurobasket.
Oh,
and
no way.
Yeah, at Media Day, he had an interesting
For the
quote.
tournament.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And there's some Jimmies and Joes, as y'all know I like to say, in that tournament.
There's not a
I mean, it's
reward to be taken
NBA
lightly.
guys all over the place.
Yeah, Luka was playing, right?
Yeah.
In the tournament.
Oh, okay.
Rudy
start
Gobert
it
was
now.
playing. Rudy Gobert was playing in it.
Hernan Gomez better than Luka.
Billy was saying how he wants the Pelicans' chemistry to be like Spain's, and he sees it making progress to become that.
Okay, hell yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with you on B.I. Like, I want B.I. to look like a stone spoken word poet, like somebody who's going to hit me with some deep philosophy at just a random
Like an open mic
interaction.
night?
Yes,
He
like
gets
an
up
open
there
mic
for
night.
poetry?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like B.I. is at his best when he's giving off that air of like casual dominance and intelligence, and it's and look, Zion looks fantastic.
Yeah,
he really does. The hoop
God,
earrings.
Danny, you look
look
so good in that picture.
You really do, Danny.
Look
You need to
great,
get a hoop
Danny.
earring, Danny.
You do.
You should go as Zion for Halloween.
I love the hoop earring, actually.
I do too. It looks tight.
We've been trying to get them forever. Well, crosses,
Cross
but
dangling
it's still a hoop with a cross dangling from it. The thing about this picture, like this is an impressive starting five. It's going to be able to go against the best of the best, I think. But what's important is, like, Jose's not in this picture. Trey's not in this picture. Larry Nance isn't in this picture. Jackson Hayes, Willie, we're talking about all these, Dyson Daniels. That's what's different about the Pelicans than it has been in years past. The guys that aren't in this picture that are the bench pieces are really quality NBA players.
Did y'all ever watch Dave?
Oh, a few episodes.
Herb Jones looks a lot like Els, Dave's best friend. You ever notice that? I've always thought that.
And for the first time in a long time, there's a coach. Do you feel good about short-term and long-term?
Yes. Anything Willie Green say stand out?
Oh, just he just talked about embracing expectations and how he's not shying away from it.
Good. They should not be. And start fast. Let's go like 500 through the first 20 games. I'll be ecstatic. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com, Patient Plus Urgent Care. Look, man, they're peppered throughout the city, 8 locations, Baton Rouge, 9 overall, more on the way. And I love them for many reasons. Let's talk about occupational medicine needs, though. If you're listening right now and you're a business owner, if you got to do any drug testing, even like Coast Guard exams, any sort of documentation, it's all there for you at the Mid-City location of Patient Plus. And I've been to some of these before, Jake, these OcMed places. A lot of times it's like a dingy, old, sketchy office. Not the case at Patient Plus. Top-notch service, top-notch facilities. They're the best. PatientPlusUC.com.
And that's not just at one location. That's at every location of Patient Plus. I mean, they put the time and the effort to make sure that when you walk in, you're out, and you get the treatment that you need. They're open 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. every single day. So Monday through Sunday, they've got a location convenient for you. PatientPlusUC.com. Get in and get better.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dad!
Kids have staked out their place at Ochsner Medical Complex The Grove, where more than 30 pediatricians and pediatric specialists are all conveniently located under one roof, so you can spend less time driving and more time keeping your kids well.
Yes!
It's no wonder kids call dibs at The Grove. Ochsner Health Center for Children.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
Do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, September 28th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect to see clear skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio up next for a full hour of flestering. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB hour number 2. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Danny hanging out with you today. We're going to get into some flestering coming up today. As Matt Flynn's going to stop by. And it's kind of great because in case you missed it, and we'll break this down, but on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, Matt Flynn actually came up as they were doing their Aaron Rodgers interview, and Aaron Rodgers basically tried to stolen valor Flynn's incredible performance, which he broke all the records in Lambeau. So we'll get Matt's perspective on it, see what Matt saw in the game last week, maybe a little Would You Rather Wednesday, talk about the NASA crash from yesterday that we didn't quite get into, but which is pretty awesome. Again, amazed at what we can do.
A crash on purpose.
Technology-wise, yes. But I do like it as like a clickbaity title.
Oh, sorry.
But yes, but a purposeful. No, because I don't want to sully the good name of NASA. So I'm talking on both sides, man.
Yeah, you'd be messing with Bob.
Yeah, exactly. And who do you think I talked about it yesterday while walking around the neighborhood?
I bet that was a good talk.
Me and Bob chopped it up, dude. The launch of the rocket that we talked about with Bob, Artemis, though, actually has been, I think it's been delayed for a few more weeks. They had to, imagine how bad this is, because we talked about how giant that ship is, right? They had to move it back into the garage due to the Hurricane Ian. So
makes sense.
Yeah, so maybe going to be a few weeks until then. And we'll also, coming up later in the show, I do want to talk 5 big college football questions, maybe a little most hated rivals. And then something we did yesterday, we teased. And I'm saving it for hour 3 because I know more people are on YouTube versus radio by hour 3, Jake. But we could probably do a couple of those Harold Perkins highlights that we've cut up and just show some of the very exciting, instinctive play that you're seeing out of the 18-year-old that does not look like an 18-year-old. It is really fantastic.
I mean, we'll go ahead and say it. He's the next Devin White.
I mean, I agree. And I know that's not fair to him. Nope. And I know some people don't like comps.
Nope.
But if you wear number 40 and you're that big and that strong, that fast, and that instinctive, it's impossible to escape.
I typically don't like comps either, but I got 2 freshmen. I've given Will Campbell, Andrew Whitworth, and I've given Harold Perkins, Devin White. No pressure.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, they look like it.
I know. That's why I didn't hesitate to give it to him.
And maybe the craziest thing is Emory Jones is not that far off from Will Campbell. He's maybe only a couple steps behind, and maybe the reason being is because he just switched over to right tackle and is getting to consistently rep there.
You know who Emory reminds me of?
Who's
Saron Black.
Saron Black was a dog, man. He was an
He's a
absolute
mauler.
dog. Mauler. His knees ended up betraying him, but
Well, bone on bone.
I don't know if he still holds the record, but Saron Black used to have the record. Colt McCoy tied him, or he tied Colt.
I think Deculus might have gotten it.
Okay, because for a while there, Saron and Colt McCoy were had the most starts in NCAA history. I think it was like 53 or something around there. But then what? Deculus with the COVID year?
I thought Deculus, because of the COVID year,
so.
maybe was able to catch up.
It's entirely possible. The COVID year ruined a lot of number. Like, I never know any eligibility anymore that anybody has left because I assume that they just have like 70.
Like Tanner Morgan still plays, like we were talking about during the break. We're going to talk about Minnesota later. Tanner Morgan is still in college football.
How about Minnesota? And then the Mel Tucker conversation is pretty fascinating as well right now. But look, as we wait on Matt Flynn to get here for some flustering, a little bit of fun news here, boys. So probably the best marketer in the world is Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yes.
Whether it's him and Hugh Jackman pushing their coffee and tequila, him in the cell phone plan commercials that he does, where he even got what's his name? Rick Moranis, who'd been retired from acting for decades. He even got Rick Moranis back in a commercial, right? The guy just knows how to be entertaining.
Wrexham FC owner.
Yes, while selling you something. Yeah, literally creating an entire show around his investment there, which I've heard is a very good show. And I'm missing out by not watching it.
You'd love it.
So I need to start checking it out. Does it give you like the happy vibes of like a Ted Lasso just in real life?
Yeah, I would say that. It gives you a history of Wrexham and Wells and how they became a team and how long they've been a team and the community around it. And it goes around talking about different people and what the club means to those in the community. And I truly think like Ted Lasso's done a great job, but Wrexham FC, it shows you the passion that these people have for, obviously for them, football. And I think college
football. Even like the championship subdivision.
Oh, this is the 5th division.
Okay, yeah, wow.
This is a national. It's a 5th division.
Wow.
Right? It shows you the struggles and everything it takes. And I think college football fans would have an appreciation for that show because there's some similarities between some of those college football programs that have just struggled and they're trying to find a way. They're in small towns.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting show.
So it's like an App State or something, or maybe
not
even
that.
smaller than App State now, but maybe like an App State or like a like a Mount Union. Aren't they like the dominant like Division III where they win all the national championships?
Wisconsin and Whitewater.
Yeah, Wisconsin Whitewater, exactly right. The town knows about him and loves him, but maybe not a lot else. All right, we'll have to check that out. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds though yesterday revealing that Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine in Deadpool 3, boys. Let's go, dude.
I did love the way that they did it. I mean, just randomly.
Yeah. It's just Hugh Jackman going up the stairs like, yeah. A little eyebrow. But what is Deadpool 3 going to be? Right?
The 3rd installment of Deadpool.
Fair. Completely not in the spirit of my question, but fair. But like, I mean, obviously what I mean there is Deadpool 1 was the highest grossing rated R film of all time. Deadpool 2 is very rated R. Like, there's no way the Deadpool 3 is not rated R, even though it is now Disney and the Marvel Universe, technically.
But Disney Plus, they added those Netflix series, The Punisher, and all all of the Daredevil, and those are certainly rated R.
Yeah. And I mean, Andor is not rated R, but Andor is basically rated R on the Star Wars scale. Like it is as adult as I have ever seen out of Star Wars. Okay, so look, I will say this. No matter how you may feel about Disney and some of the choices that they have made lately, I think Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, has been a lifelong passion of his. He's talked about that at length in the past. Getting that movie made was a lifelong passion of his, and he would not put anything out there that did not meet his standards. And I think his standards when it comes to this character are high, and I think that a combo of Jackman and Reynolds is powerful enough, which obviously, I mean, look at the logo. It is going to be a buddy cop film.
Yeah.
Like this is not going to be a cameo from Hugh Jackman. The logo, if you're not watching online, has the Wolverine slash through the Deadpool logo. And so if it's Jackman and Reynolds, you're going to give them carte blanche, right? Like you're going to let them make the movie that they want to make. So I'm fantastic, or I'm very happy to see this.
I'm about to say, did you just pat yourself on the back? I'm fantastic.
No. I guess I mean I'm fantastically excited.
Have you ever heard Matt?
Well, I got distracted because
has Matt ever told himself like in Whiskey and Wine, I'm fantastic, and like pat himself?
No. It's,
No?
I'm very important.
That's what it is.
That's the old line, right?
Same thing.
No, I got distracted because Mark Cumbio
I know, I'm looking.
Bayou Ford YouTube chat says Garrett Dellinger out the Auburn game, the hand injury with red sirens. Again, I'm reading that straight from chat. Do not know if that is 100%. We will work on figuring that out. Hootie says, well, Logan was dark and he was old and broken in that movie. Fantastic movie as well. I need to rewatch Logan. I haven't seen that since theaters. I'm going to guess time travel is involved. Could be time travel. Could just take place in an earlier time. We will have to wait and see. I know it's going to be something pretty fantastic. Look at Brody's Twitter, Jake. He says
Yeah, I'm looking right
Brody
now.
Miller. So why don't we do this so we can dig into this news? We're going to go to break. When we get back, I'm hoping that Matt Flynn will be here. This is getting late even for him. And we'll also have the news on Garrett Dellinger, and we can dive into Pat McAflynn. So keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Donaldsonville Glass and Body, donaldsonvilleglassandbody.com or dgbauto.com for all of your mechanical repair. You want to go over there to Devil, man. They've been doing, go look at the online reviews, right? Fantastic, 4.9 through thousands of reviews. But they've been doing it for a long time, since 1977. And if you want to extend the life of your vehicle, you're finally not paying a car note, you're like, I got to make this thing last. Any issues you have, you bring it in DGB, they are going to get your vehicle back on the road quickly, safely, and with what you need. No overcharging BS, no taking advantage of your car ignorance, right? And that's maybe why I love DGB so much, is that I have full trust in them that I am not being cheated. And when it comes to mechanic shops, you know how rare that can be. And then look, any towing needs that you have, never forget, they're one call away. Donaldson Glass and Body, go to donaldsonglassandbody.com today.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals.
For a Wednesday edition of Hunt and Hill, JD Piquel joins us, and we rank the SEC 1 to 14. Hunt and Hill 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake Mardini, and now QB1, Matt Flynn in the building here for some Wednesday flustering. And we will start with Pat McAflynn.
Hey, sorry I'm late, by the way.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't care. You do this for free.
You already told us you'd give us 15 minutes on the other side.
I would.
So.
I will. I'll give you 15 extra. One seg more.
Ooh, hey, my wife, let's go.
But the line today to pick up my mobile order at Starbucks was like ridiculously long. Too many pumpkin spices.
You know what I do? You know what I appreciate about you, though? A lot of people would come in here and they would make up an excuse. Oh, my kids, traffic. He's like, nope, I was at Starbucks and it took a long time.
No, I mean, I get it.
I appreciate that.
I've sat in a Starbucks line for 30 minutes before, and I'm like, what am I doing?
I never go to the
today,
drive-thru. I get out and I go in.
I even ordered like 15 minutes early before I left the house.
Do you get
proper planning prevents poor performance?
It does.
But sometimes
variables
pumpkin spice is included.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you
it
know
sounds
it's like the UGG boots are on and the pumpkin spice is out.
Well, they call it Han Solo season because they all wear these tight jeans tucked into boots. They got the vests on, the hat. It looks very Han Solo-like. But no, Matt, you sound like you're alluding to something that really frustrates me because I'm a basic black coffee guy. Right, so it's either just pour me up like a hot pike roast or a cold iced coffee, whatever I'm in the mood for this morning. This morning was obviously a hot pike roast. It takes about 2 seconds. When I see someone that waits for their order for 5 minutes, I just start cursing them out in my head. I'm like, you fat piece of trash. What's wrong with you? You need all this sugar and cream. You're basically making a milkshake. It's not even coffee at this point, you bum. And I just get more and more.
Are you coffee shaming?
Yes, I get more and more irrationally angry at how involved some of these drinks can become when really it should just be squirt some bean juice into my cup and let's move on.
Some bean juice.
That's what it is then.
I don't hate it.
I do think that Starbucks should have like just a basics barista.
Yeah.
Like just one person that's doing a separate line for just
like
like
that.
black coffee or like, so I get iced coffee and it's literally just sitting in a pitcher.
Yeah,
They just
you
have to
just
pour it
pour it
over
in. That's
somebody.
what I'm saying.
Like, just give me a basics barista.
I agree. I think
I
it's
know
a
y'all
great
can make it
idea.
at home.
Well, I
What's
usually
that? Coffee?
do.
Yeah.
Huh? Really?
Like you go to Starbucks every morning?
Yeah, it's bad.
Every morning.
But I also I don't.
With the advancements of coffee machines, you can
I'm
do a lot of
1 to
things at
2
home now.
1 to 2 times. Fair enough. Good point. They got the appliances.
Okay, well, I don't have any avenues to more legal speed. Okay, first off, and secondly, when I make coffee at home, I do it a bit hipster and over involved. I do the pour overs, and sometimes the pour over in the morning is a lot, dude.
Let me roll my eyes.
It's a great
farther back
Saturday.
in
It's
my
a
head.
great Saturday and Sunday treat, but it is a lot in the morning sometimes. So,
All right. Anyways, Pat McAflynn.
Okay, so here is Aaron Rodgers attempting to steal Matt
Have you seen
Flynn's
this?
valor
Matt?
yesterday.
Okay.
He did. Yes, Matt actually ratioed the hell out of the original tweet. His response smashed the
I haven't
original
seen this
tweet
yet. I'm
in
excited.
terms of retweets and likes. Here's Aaron Rodgers on yesterday's McAfee show.
Hey, how important is that guy that is calling the offensive plays? I tell Pat all the time, I think that guy that coach has the ability to have the biggest impact on the game one way or the other, good or bad, the person calling the offensive plays. Is that something that that you could see? Would you want to call plays? Let's say hypothetically you were a coach someday. Would you think you'd be a good in-game play caller?
I think I would, because I know what I don't want as a quarterback.
Oh, so it's you, though. You would have to be calling your own plays, not for another quarterback. Like you're calling
No,
for.
I think I could call it for another quarterback, and I have before. That's a story for a different day. But
okay,
2011 to week 17, I called that game. A good portion.
Flynners?
Did we
Was that
win?
Flynners game with the record? When Flynners set the record?
He had a nice day. He had a nice day.
Threw for like 500 yards.
You could, is this information brand new?
480 and 6. Yeah, 480 and 6. It's not a new
You
record.
called all of them? You called the whole game?
I called a lot of that game. Yeah.
Hold on, is this brand new information that you might be the greatest offense coordinator in the history of offense coordinator? Matt Flynn throws for 500 yards with you on the headset. Is this new news?
I don't think that's new news. I think it's been out there that I had a hand in a lot of those calls. But
well, congrats, dude.
Wow.
Way to have
hey, thank you so
Hey,
much.
great day on the headset.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't do a whole lot. Again, Matt balled out.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be in there.
Matt
Emotion.
balled out. I mean, they drew him offside, threw a touchdown. He threw a key to Jermichael for a touchdown. He had an empty pressure, throw to Donald for a touchdown. We had a screen that nobody ran the screen except for the receivers and Ryan Grant. And Ryan went 80 yards for a touchdown. I mean, it was a well played game for Matty. I'm really happy for him. But my whole point is, slower is better. Enunciation is important. So that's what Matt and I, he doesn't know I come up with new signals for him from time to time. Like he knows that this means now I can't hear you, right? But I'm trying to get him on this one, right? This one means slow down.
Enunciate.
Enunciate. Matt, come on.
Please say the words that you're trying to get out of your mouth.
I'm talking miles an hour, and I'm like, Matty, hey, just slow down, bro. I can't understand what you're saying. There's a lot of people talking to me. So just slow down and stay with me. But thankfully, Jordan does a great job. Jordan Love, because
right,
he's always watching me and standing there.
Okay.
Flynners. I never heard you called Flynners.
Was that your nickname on the team?
No, the Hawks call me Flinner.
Just the Hawks?
Hey, is he as meatheady as he looks? That's a term of endearment for me. He looks like a
He's
meathead.
a white linebacker. Of course he is, dude.
Yeah,
We've talked about this a
buckhead,
million times in a podcast.
So him and Bobby are like boys. I can imagine the meatheadness that when they get together.
But very smart meathead.
Yeah, I mean, so is Bobby. Bobby teaches a class of finance at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you speak with him for a few, and you're like, what? This guy's not like nothing I've ever met before, but I think you might be the coolest guy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So am I wrong, Matt? It seemed like Aaron Rodgers was trying to stolen valor you a bit there.
He tried to backpedal a little bit.
Yeah, you heard the backpedal? Yes,
He's like,
because I have it written right here. The hesitance shows you he thinks when he was like not really willing to answer it at first, it shows you he thinks that he called a perfect game. Right? Like, that was pretty much me. Like, I called the plays, and then he tries to backpedal. He's like, well, no, look. And then he played the memory game where the big flex is like, oh, if I can remember all the touchdowns, that just shows you, like, no, like, look, it was me. I was locked in, absolutely, but I didn't throw the ball. That was Matt. I mean, what's the truth? Was he right when he remembered all those touchdowns?
He actually was, and I'm like, how the hell does he remember that?
Because some of those quarterbacks are psychopaths when it comes to remembering plays. I don't even mean that as a negative. Like some of those quarterbacks can just go back and like even like offensive coordinators, like if you called up Jimbo, like he would have a play from your career that he can. When I see him, every time I talk to him, he talks about the Auburn play on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever it was. I caught the ball, I turn up, take like 4 steps, they knock it out of bounds. Supposed to catch in a first down to fumble. They called it incomplete. He knows the play call, the moment, the spot, and everything. I'm like, dude, I was involved, and I don't even remember if it was 3rd or 4th down.
Jimbo remembered my stats from a spring scrimmage I had in high school when he was on a recruiting trip.
I saw him in Destin, Florida in the spring. He talked about your stats in some game that you played, maybe in Cowboy Stadium or something, and he was talking about the stats within your game. His poor wife was sitting there like, who are y'all talking about and why? Like, I don't know. He just remembers it.
Yeah, but Aaron is like one of those guys. He's got a photographic memory. But yeah, what a jerk, man! Trying to take all
how many plays did you end up having audible out of?
Every single one.
Yeah,
was he in your ear though?
Yeah, he was in my ear.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I feel like we've talked about this
a little bit.
I think we have.
But I didn't know that he was like actually in your ear. If he was just like maybe
he was calling. He was in my ear. So that was kind of
Look
the
at
game
this,
plan going
dude.
in because we were
Lambo, long sleeves.
Did y'all clinch
this
something
is
already?
football right here, dude.
well, we were 14-1.
Yeah.
Oh, so yes.
Yeah. So that's I always thank Romeo Crennel and the
9-0.
Kansas City Chiefs. I always thank them because they're the team that beat us in Week 13, I think, because we were undefeated going into that. So if we didn't have that one loss,
you wouldn't have
I
played.
wouldn't have played.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out Romeo Crennel.
But yeah, that was the plan because we were sitting out. We were by far the number 1 seed. We were playing. We were going to have the bye week. So Mike McCarthy wanted Aaron to call the first half of the game. So he would stay mentally in the week and have to game plan and prep. And it was fun because Aaron was talking, calling the plays, and like he'd be talking to me and like BSing with me,
like in the headset.
Yeah, in the headset. Like I'm walking up to the line of scrimmage, and he's like, "Well, I won't say like a lot of the words, but he said like you're something showing and something like that."
No.
Yeah.
Wait, as you're walking to the line,
Yeah.
and you're like trying to play, you're like, I'm on a record-setting day. I'm trying to read the defense.
Yeah.
So here this man is trying to stolen value your record-breaking
That's right.
performance as he was trying to upset it during the game.
No, it was
He was
good.
throwing you distractions.
He's like,
Well,
"Oh."
with Matt's personality, that probably actually
Keeping him
made it
loose.
better.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
keep
good.
him loose.
Yeah.
He was like, "Damn, good throw," or like, "You're a huge idiot."
Oh, that's really funny, dude.
Yeah,
I remember watching that game. We had
I remember watching it.
we had an early game or something. I think that game was a 3:00 kick or something. So we got done with our game and we went and watched it in a San Diego pub.
Was Scott
Brittany
Wells the
Boyle.
center?
He for this game.
I saw
I
63.
think he was.
He's a good dude.
Actually, I can't remember.
I don't know.
Look
Look at our
cool
boy.
story.
Look at our boy, Matt Flynn.
Yeah, that was a good day. That was one of those. That was a pretty wild day. It was
So when
like
you're in that game,
15
though,
degrees.
I know, and it looks. That's what I'm saying. It looks so like I'm getting like
January 1.
I'm getting such goosebumps just looking at it. It feels so football season-y.
Yeah,
like when it really starts to matter. What were you when you hear athletes describe? And I've been in this to some extent. I think it's just a bit different, maybe at O-line. But were you in that flow state, like that zone? Like were you like Neo in the Matrix, where you could just see the numbers for what they were?
Well, I think the quarterbacks, they get in the zone, right, and everything just kind of opens up for them. And I was like that. I was kind of streaky when I'd get in there and play and have good games, good halves, bad games, bad halves. But the more experience, the longer people play, the faster they can get into that. And I would, and the more experience you get into, you just like the guys have been doing it a long time, they can get into it really fast. And we started out a little slow in this game. We were down 9-0,
I saw that.
I believe.
I did not realize that.
But to answer your question, yes, when the zone only really means you get into the flow of the game and it becomes you're just executing like a practice. So you visualize, you can see the whole field. Like,
yeah.
You tend to get into the games in any sport, anything. It's like you kind of tunnel vision because you're so focused. You understand the stakes. You understand this is like, we actually have our game jerseys on and we're playing a different game jersey, and you press a little bit, and you've seen it with LSU, and you see with everybody. Some teams look better in the second half. Some teams look better in the 2-minute drill, just because you're getting out there and you execute like it's practice, really.
Well, and then so the opposite of
not
that.
to mention they played like crap on defense.
Well, but the opposite of that would be what LSU did to Will Rogers a couple weeks ago, where he was very clearly not seeing the whole field compared to how he had the rest of the season up to that point, where it was like as soon as he was hitting the back foot, he knew exactly where he was going with the ball. And against LSU, he'd hit the back foot and he would just look a bit confused. He couldn't quite figure out what coverages they were or were not in. Well, thank you for
And that's the thing is, like, when you get people out of rhythm, then they start to press, and then they start to make a play. And when you try to make a play, it doesn't really happen.
I mean, look at James. Nothing about the Saints offense yet this year would be described as rhythmic.
Yeah, I want to ask you about this before we take a break. So Jameis at the end of that game, and we're going to get you to break it down because you do a great job of breaking down double A gap mugs. It's something that obviously that you and I have talked about a lot.
Carolina must listen to our show.
I think, well, there's no question about it. Why wouldn't you? But Jameis started to anticipate that he was going to get hit or sacked before it even came free. And like almost like he was seeing ghosts a little bit. And look, he's a veteran player. He's been in the league a long time. But there's a couple of plays like he started grimacing, and then they got it blocked up, and then he'd go back into his drop. Like as a quarterback, Like, obviously, not everybody does
That's a
that.
bad spot to be in.
Is it? I mean, is that something that
and you can blame it. I mean, you can attribute it to a couple different things, but like we were talking about when I got here, they could not block A gap, double A gap muck. This is double A gap mucks. They don't have an adjustment for it, so you know that if you don't adjust it, more than likely somebody's coming free
to kill you.
Just like this, like you should be able to pick this up. It's hard as hell, and there is not that many protections that can do it. But that's why this defense is so great. But I think after the entire game of having free people come free, it's like, and you're not making an adjustment, and you know as a quarterback you're not making an adjustment. You're like, well, I'm probably going to be hot.
Ugh. And so I maybe want to dive into this a bit further on the other side of this break.
Silly,
because
I don't know who he's throwing to on this one. He's fading back as well. Like,
That was just
where's
like-
he going with the ball?
That was just like, this place sucks, play. Like, this place sucks. I'm
he could have
throwing
been
it
throwing
out.
it out, honestly. He could have been just throwing it away.
Well, that'd have
right?
been intentional grounding.
Well, I'm saying if he just throws it like,
But he's
over
going.
this guy's
no,
head.
no, you're not doing that. That's well, maybe he is chance of interception. I mean, I have no idea where he's going with this football.
Yeah, it's
There's not enough.
Oh, actually, yeah, he's going deep. I thought he was kicking that out. I don't know.
Yeah, he was throwing that thing away, but
going to get a grounding call.
Could have been a grounding. All right, let's go to break, and we'll be back with more Flestering next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Riverlands Insurance. Call up our guy, Thomas. Email on his cell phone today. Thomas and Megan email. I love working with Riverlands Insurance, man. So happy to be with them now. I'm going through the process of sending Thomas. I need to actually send it back to him, but sending him back my information, right? And just seeing, okay, what can he save me? Maybe even give me better coverage while saving me money. That's exactly what he did for one of his friend's fathers. I keep telling the story, but it's because this could be you. He saved this man over $3,000 on his auto policy per year. In all, after he looked at home, auto, everything, he saved him over $4,000 a year, y'all. Riverlands Insurance, one of the fastest growing insurance companies in the South. Jake's going to give you a cell phone number that still got that personal touch. Call up Thomas today, dude.
You call him at 225-206-1517. I can guarantee you he is going to answer. We have been with him when he has answered the phone for a client. He's going to do it for you. Call Thomas email today.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
Oh, yeah!
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance.
at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly updates LSU's preparation for Auburn, and we'll head to London to get updates on the Saints and Vikings. Join us for Wednesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Always fun. Chopping up football with the boys. Crazy how much football Matt Flynn knows. His ability to pick up signs, signals, break down film, which is why you should listen. What's the
Wow.
I actually don't know the name of the pod.
Hey Fighting Podcast.
Oh wait, y'all do it on the Hey Fighting podcast?
Yeah, we took it over.
I thought it was a side.
They gave us the keys to the car, Coach.
Cody's getting lazy.
Yeah.
And Cody's he's getting lazy. Dude.
Like, and when they gave us the keys, we were like, "You're sure?
Are you're gonna let us do
Okay,
this?"
bro, that's a pretty nice subscriber base to link up with there, huh? Okay, dude.
Couple
nice,
thousand
dude.
per episode. No big deal. No
Check
big
out the
deal.
Hey Fighting podcast.
They're gonna have
where
to jack up that subscription rate a little bit.
Matt,
Yeah, don't do
and,
that. Don't do that, yeah.
Matt and Jake will
They also
break down some film.
Yeah, we get a chance to. It's on LSU Gold, the video portion, and we get to break down tape, which is something that we both thoroughly enjoy. So.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, we're just breaking down double A gap mugs.
I mean, you know, this guy can't really walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. But
Mhm.
when he turns on a film, he's like,
Squirrel.
"Oh yeah, that's like 73 things out of his mouth, like automatically."
It's
I'm
wild.
like, "Wait,
It's
what?"
wild. It just gives you such an appreciation.
It's got to be
of
like
playing quarterback.
It's got to
in
be
the
like
NFL.
nauseating to watch it though, because like I keep rewind. I like rewind like 50 times every time we're watching it.
Oh, it's good.
I'm like,
But
just
that's-
let
I
it
mean-
roll.
That's on the producer to edit, right?
Yeah, that's
Play the
that's
tape,
point.
Harrison. Play the tape.
Also, I mean, that's just how you watch film. Like, I mean, and I'm not breaking it down in that depth at all, right? Like, it's funny in chess when a computer analyzes a chess game that goes to different levels of depth. Like, right, like a depth 18 is something goes super, like a supercomputer go hundreds of levels deep. Matt's essentially a supercomputer. I'm doing like a surface level watch, and even then, an LSU film takes me like 3 hours. I think to fully get through, because football is a wonderful game. You can spend so long.
We get to
on
about
just one play.
4 plays in an hour.
Yeah,
you can. It's like you can overanalyze the hell out of it.
That's what I'm saying.
I just showed my belly to everybody, by the way. Didn't mean to.
Well, good. Keto's working great.
I had it called a belly a long time.
No brown sugar.
Get in my belly. There's also a lot of that on Hey Fighting Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Hawk in that video was also talking about how he's always felt that offensive play callers are, for good or bad, one of the most impactful positions on the field, which is interesting if you're listening because you're a Saints fan, because obviously now you moved from Sean Payton to Pete Carmichael, and we mentioned earlier today the results have been awful. You're converting 33% of your third downs. Matt, listen to this. The Saints have gone on 38 drives this year. In those 38 drives, they have scored 6 touchdowns. They have 6 field goal attempts, of which they've only made 3. They have 16 punts and 9 turnovers. It has been awful. It's been ass. You've worked with Pete Carmichael. Like, from a layman like me outside looking in, it feels like it's panic button time. Like, Carmichael's not the guy. How do you think about Carmichael? What do you think about Carmichael's ability to kind of right this ship?
It's it's a good question, and
let me buy time while I think about.
I'm thinking about it because
it's a
like
very
after,
direct and heady question.
After week 2, it is nobody hit the panic button yet because it's a new regime. It's a new regime after a super long reign of Sean Payton.
Yes,
right?
15
So
years.
it's
16.
like you don't want to hit the panic button. You got to give things time. Pete Carmichael, when I was there, awesome guy. I thought he was a good coach, but it's one of those things that, I wasn't there for long. So I was there for 8 games, 7 games, something like that. So I didn't get the inside look at the off-season prep, the one-on-one coaching, because everyone gets coaching in the off-season with OTAs, 1s, 2s, 3s, whatever it is. I got there during game week, so we're installing game plans. So I didn't get a great inside look, but I can tell you that him being the offensive coordinator with Sean Payton was comparable to like when I was in Green Bay and Joe Philbin being the offensive coordinator for Mike McCarthy. Like those two are the play callers. Those guys are the offensive coordinators, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like when we were at LSU and Will Muschamp being the defensive coordinator for Nick Saban.
Yeah.
No. Nick Saban was the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
That was the head coach as well.
Yeah, same situation.
What is the other guy's role in that situation, though?
Everybody's different. I know. So Norv called the place for us. He was our head coach. Clarence Shellman, shout out Bossier City. He was our offensive coordinator.
That's why they okay.
All he did really was he just kind of put some run game stuff together and presented it to Norv during the week.
Sounds like a good
But
gig.
that was really it.
Right.
I mean, Norv was going to call everything and every small detail of the offense.
Great.
Yeah, and I would say even more so than my experience in Green Bay, Sean Payton was probably more so the offensive coordinator than Mike McCarthy was. So I think Joe Philbin was really good, run game and different schemes and things like that.
Became a head coach because of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's still a coach. I mean,
is he?
He's not a head coach, but he's still a coordinator.
Where was Joe Philbin? I was just
Miami.
about to ask, but yes.
I think he's in Dallas with McCarthy now. I believe.
That makes sense.
I think. Yeah.
Matt, are you a Tua believer? Have you joined Tuanon?
Yeah, I don't know how you can't be right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right?
Let's go.
He asked me 3 weeks ago, I'd be like, meh. I don't think he's got it.
Yeah.
But
how much
dude's making plays.
So how much of that is and it's not taking anything away because he is playing awesome, all right? And Mike McDaniel's whole goal was unlocking Tua. But to me, it does kind of prove hey, we judge these quarterbacks so hard, but you know what helps a lot? Having Tyreek Hill. If you have these guys that are just going to get open, it has to make your job infinitely easier.
Yeah, and that certainly does. There's talent everywhere, and you can see it with Mahomes right now, struggling a little bit
looking way more mortal.
Not to say that it's all because of the loss of Tyreek Hill, but a dude like that brings another element and another stress level to defenses. But the whole combination that Miami's working with right now is, I'm blanking.
Jalen Waddle?
No, the coach's name?
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
The dude.
And he's the young, cool, smart guy.
Yeah, and how we kind of started this whole conversation, how when A.J. Hawk said that the play caller can determine a game, and it's one of the most important positions on the field. I don't know if he's calling plays, but from a game plan situation, that dude is brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's brilliant, you can tell the coaches that are brilliant play callers.
Well, look at what he did in San Francisco last year, too.
It's just a football nerd in a good way.
Right.
That is just, that can exit, and that is the difference, and you see it all the time. That's why premium coaches there's not that many of them, and they come at a very high price because they make a difference.
McDaniel does, it looks like, call directly into his headset. So he is on game day calling the plays in directly to Tagovailoa. When we get back to close out this hour of flustering, we have another Russell Wilson video. How about that?
Yes.
Coming up next.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Here on OTV.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GEAUXroof.com, GEAUXroof.com. 927-8300 is the number. Oh, God. Go to GoRoof, 927-8300, GEAUXroof.com. Again, where when you work with GoRoof, you're going to find you get a beautiful new roof every shingle time. Look at that new website, though, dude. Looking good, man. And you get an idea from the website of just how much fun it is to work with these guys, hit them with the roof stuff. But beyond that, really, what do you care? You don't care if they're funny. or fun guys. You don't care if they're mushrooms. All you care about is the quality of the work, okay? And that's why they offer you a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of that manufacturer warranty. So you get that peace of mind even after the work is done. Now, of course, everybody's licensed, bond, insured who's coming to work on your home, and you got to love the fact that you get a free professional estimate. And look, if insurance covers it, great. If it doesn't, you need a payment plan. They'll work with one to find something that works for you. Go Roof!
This week on dropbiscuit.com or wherever you listen to podcasts is our new series, Pops, the Louis Armstrong story. Pops is brought to you by New Orleans & Company. Check out neworleans.com and come visit New Orleans.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster.
For a Wednesday edition of Hunt and Hill, JD Piquel joins us, and we rank the SEC 1 to 14. Hunt and Hill 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I would agree.
Like Jalen played pretty well. Like had some flashes last year.
Yeah. Well, and like the intangibles of Hurts have always been off the charts.
But they're legit, man.
Yeah, Eagles are good. So crazy to
Are
think
the
that
Eagles and Dolphins the best teams right now?
Well, we gonna see, man. Like I said, Thursday night's interesting with Joey
And
being the Bengals being
Jacksonville?
favored by 3.5, and
Jacksonville's
Just
legit.
so hot.
Thumped my Chargers.
Old Dougie Fresh over
So
there.
hot right now.
I mean, imagine going from Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson.
I mean, it
Right.
has to feel so good.
I mean,
Yeah, and being
Oh
at the
my
top of your
God.
division
Well, also like
in
especially
a terrible division.
like
Yeah.
I would have told you that Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson probably felt good anyway, but even without all the reporting, but like especially in light of the reporting we know about how Urban Meyer actually was in Jacksonville, I mean, the upgrade there is well, I would say it was like the Saints upgrading wide receivers, but that hasn't really quite paid off yet.
We've never muted ourselves on this. Like we don't like Urban Meyer.
No.
Just think he's a bad person.
No,
I think-
he's a bad guy.
I think you and I
very-
did an episode like back in like 6 to 8 radio where we made fun of Urban Meyer for 3 segments in a row.
Yeah,
Or
I
like
think we
Urban
did too.
Liar.
Yeah.
And like even during the
It was way better than that.
Even during the
Yeah.
coaching search here, we were like, please don't get him.
Yeah,
Please don't
for sure.
Like, because I don't want to have to cheer for him.
Yes.
Right.
Well, and also I've been very much mounting a campaign that I actually don't think there's much of a football argument to hire Urban Meyer to be your college football head coach, and especially if because you're gonna have to pay him to like 80 to 90 to 100 million, and that's a bad investment.
Like the only person that would do that is somebody who's desperate, like Nebraska.
Yeah.
That would be
Like, to
such
your
an awful
point,
hire by Nebraska if they
like
did that.
if Arizona State did it, like what are you doing? If who else? Just Georgia Tech, like they're not going to do that. Like Nebraska would do it because they have the money and they're so desperate.
Yeah, but I think it'd be a classic path to hell's paved with good intention. Sambo, you know what else is
Look
bad?
at that face, dude. He just looks like a prick.
Georgia Tech's not as bad of a job as you keep eye rolling.
You know what
when
it
I bring
honestly
that up.
is? It's a male to female ratio.
What's that mean?
I think
know
it's
what it
like
means,
I
but
think it's
in
almost
this
like 2 to
context.
1 men to women. It's not a very attractive place to go to school. That was the only question that
for women it is.
That's for sure. But you're not recruiting women to the football team. That was the only question that my father.
Vanderbilt had one.
That was my only question that my father asked on the Boston College recruiting trip. We just gotten through going through this old like academic library that smelled of like leather and mahogany, and the cannon brought the tour to a halt when he asked the male to female student body population
On the tour?
on the tour in front of all the other parents, all the other athletes, and they're talking about like the rigorous academic standards of BC and yada yada.
Look,
good
Paul-
answer. It's a higher word.
Paul Johnson had 11 wins in 2009. He had
Let's go,
11 wins
Paul.
in 2014. He had 10 wins in 16.
Okay, look,
So
well,
I'm just-
we can revisit Georgia Tech, but I
No,
don't want to skip
stop.
over Russell Wilson for Georgia
Stop.
Tech.
I know. But he's going to be here 15 more minutes.
I know, but let's just I got Russ right now. So, because I had a perfect segue earlier with what else is a bad
You
investment?
messed up his segue.
Paying Russell Wilson
gonna be a
$250
terrible
million. No. Paying Russell Wilson $250 million before he ever played a game. Okay, pretty good, right?
No.
Russell Wilson continues to cringe the internet, and yesterday was no different. He had a Subway ad come out on TikTok. A guy from Lights Camera Barstool put it over the Joker party scene from Dark Knight. It is fantastic. Danny, hit the tape.
Hey, you want to split this Subway sandwich? It is my signature sandwich. It's called the Danger Witch, and it's dangerously good. Be careful though, it's spicy. You ever done anything dangerous? That is dangerous. I've done something like that too. I won't tell anybody. Listen, one time, never mind. That's too dangerous. Anyways, my Danger Witch, it's only in the vault. That's our little secret.
Oh my God, dude. So it's funny because I completely understand the kind of sociopathic comparison being made there, because he's not like bad at it to the point where like it's kind of good acting. He seems pretty relaxed, like delivery and everything, but it does feel like there's just an underlying tension there where it feels like a robot pretending to be human, right? Or somebody kind of pretending to be something that not faking emotion, interest. And I think that's why the Joker comparison here plays so well. It's fantastic, dude. And he just keeps putting him out there. He just keeps putting him out there.
Did he put this one out, or is this a Subway deal?
No, it's on his TikTok, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they paid him for it, right? But he's been doing a lot of TikToks lately.
Yeah.
Somebody on his business team definitely was like, "Hey, we need to get on TikTok," and he's been for better or worse, he's been talking.
How do you get the nickname Danger? Like,
Danger
Russ. Get it?
It's play on words.
Yeah, but like, is that self?
It was his Twitter handle for
the
longest.
Yeah, it was his
Yeah,
Twitter
that's what I'm
handle,
asking. Not like I got the how, but I didn't know if it was like somebody called him.
It was his AIM screen name.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that makes sense. That would make complete sense.
Probably was.
I don't think I know your AIM scream name, Matt. What was your AIM back in the day?
It was Deep Ball 11.
What age did you make this at? 'Cause,
I was
you
like
probably
6th or
didn't even.
7th
I would
grade.
say it wasn't even
Ball
supposed to be
11.
sexual innuendo.
No,
You just kind of ended up.
I was
there.
a quarterback. I like to throw the deep ball.
Yeah, and y'all didn't do that at Tyler Lee.
We,
Not really. I mean,
I think it was
I ran
7th grade,
football.
maybe 8th grade. I was deep ball.
Deep ball 11 chicks.
You
dig
wanted
the
to be
deep ball.
Shreveport Evangel so bad,
And it was not in the slightest anything.
No.
Oh,
it was
my
just like
God.
I was a quarterback and I liked to throw the deep ball.
Straight up.
Let's go. A laser rocket arm.
Could have been IMing with Louisiana Punk 89. Pretty unlucky that we never crossed paths.
Hester, you Abercrombie too?
Freight 13 train.
Of course.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Buck.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, September 28th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect to see clear skies with a high of 85. You can follow the rest of today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, Peter, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Man, I'm feeling very badly about us having the ability to get through everything on the rundown on Earth today. But real quick, okay, we'll push back Would You Rather to next segment. We can do Would You Rather Wednesday. Go ahead and knock out the NASA crash thing here. I don't know if you saw it, Matt. Yesterday was pretty tight. I know you and Jacob are firmly anti-science. But it was pretty cool yesterday where I guess there's an asteroid flying around somewhere out there in space.
Anti-science.
I'm very
we just ask questions.
Cosmos, though.
Yeah, we just ask questions.
Love space.
That's all we do.
Oh, you do love space.
Love space.
Okay. Well, this is pretty cool. So this is an asteroid flying around being affected by the gravity of, I don't know, our solar system. I don't really know, to be honest. And NASA crashed a satellite into it yesterday, which, again, the ability to hit something in the infinite void of space the size of a football field is astounding to me. But, everything's traveling at like a bajillion miles an hour. They crash this satellite into the asteroid, and now, in a couple of days, we'll know if it actually altered the course of the asteroid. So the whole point, it's like a little test ground for what we do if there was a in the visual, the visual is what it is, right? It's not like some cool, crazy video, but it is cool what happened. You hit the asteroid with the satellite, and now we're going to know in a couple of days if you altered the path, so that maybe in the future, even though, look, Louisiana, we got a ton of offshore people here. We have a ton of people we could send up there to go drill into these asteroids and blow them up if we needed to. But if we wanted to avoid the Bruce Willis situation, I do love, it's a beautiful marriage of simple human brains with the most complex human brains, where they're using all of this incredible math and technology. Dude, I don't know, dude, what if we just hit it? What if we just punch it?
Yeah.
It's gonna
just punch it in the face.
Let's just hit it really hard and see if it'll go away. It's okay, dude, hell yeah, man. Just caveman logic writ large in space.
Yeah, I like that. It is good.
Jake, it's the fullback of NASA experience.
Well, I was going to say it's a fullback or it's a defensive player.
Yeah, exactly. See ball, hit ball.
Need to put a neck roll on that satellite.
Yeah.
That's it, dude. The grittiest satellite in the game right there. So shout out NASA, man. I think
that is pretty cool.
Very cool.
Shout out to Bruce Willis.
Yep, shout out Bruce Willis.
Those guys were heroes.
Can
you watch that movie without crying? Obviously, you only watch it on TBS.
It's a beautiful marriage.
But,
it is
you catch it about 17 minutes in.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
at least.
It is as much the emotion of the music as the scene itself that can bring out those waterworks.
Absolutely.
And yeah, exactly. Right. I agree.
Not to mention the self-sacrifice.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. I think that to me
on an asteroid.
I'm not trying to discount anything. Don't think that. I think that to me that is true movie magic when all the elements come together and really make you feel. And I've always been someone who I get manipulated by music very much so. And so yes, when you've got Aerosmith and you've got Willis, pushing Affleck and then closing the door and everything. Yeah, it's impossible.
Liv Tyler crying, the cutaways.
It's impossible not to get some tears in your eyes. Yeah, Liv Tyler, baby.
Fastball.
That's right. Arwen.
What?
Arwen. Arwen.
Oh, yeah.
Arwen Evenstar, Elrond's daughter. Chooses the mortal life to be with Aragorn over going to retire to Valinor.
We were talking about this nice documentary.
Do y'all even
bring up fiction?
Have you seen Lord of the Rings? No?
Yeah. Well, the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I wish I could.
Probably time for a rewatch.
Yeah, it probably is. I wish I could nerd out.
Then you should watch Rings of Power, dude.
It's kind of how I feel about Star Wars. I watch Star Wars a lot more than I do, and a lot more recently. But I wish I could nerd out a little bit more on the theology and the everything.
The
background, a little bit more of the background story.
Well,
because it's good entertainment. I can watch it and be like, yeah.
Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones are probably two of the universes that have the most to dive into in that regard. Star Wars does, I think, as well. Now, in a lot of ways, did you watch Andor yet?
No.
Andor's really good, man.
I like to binge.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's going to be more. Well, I don't know. Andor may end up being like 20-some episodes, I heard, Danny. Can you confirm that? I don't know if that's true or not. But they released 3. Another one would have just dropped today, I believe. Very excited to check that out after Scone and Tea tonight. Come out to Oliver Twist, have some drinks with us. Yeah, you should watch Rings of Power, though, Matt. You come over to my house. We can watch it.
Is it good? I've heard that it wasn't that good, but
I think it's very good. But you're right. I am
are.
way too close to this situation to be considered an objective.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be good? Like, are people saying it's not good because it doesn't? It's like not in the spirit of the Lord of the Rings, and it's like there's some things that aren't accurate. Or is it just like bad production?
No. Production value. You can tell it's the most expensive television show ever made. Production value is unreal.
Like, I haven't take a deep dive on the internet to see like who's criticizing, but like who is it? Is it the Lord of the Rings lovers or just like sci-fi lovers or animation lovers?
I think it's actually a bit more general public, though. Never doubt So
it's more surface hatred than it is like deep.
I think so, because even my quibbles with the show would be that the production values are astounding. Sometimes the writing is not the tightest, and it doesn't help now that it's released at a time when House of the Dragon is out, and House of the Dragon's greatest single thing is its writing, like especially dialogue writing. Sometimes Lord of the Rings is a little miss, whereas House of the Dragon's been locked in every single episode thus far. But for me, I've talked about it at length. They represent two different things. One's your kind of high fantasy mythology. There are bad guys and good guys. You're never going to find a good orc, right? There's no Jaime Lannister gray area. Like, orcs are just evil. They want to eat you. They want to torture you. And I kind of like having, I like both things, right? But I like having very clear lines drawn in the sand about who I'm cheering
it's different.
for.
It's different entertainment for you.
Yes, exactly.
But wasn't a lot of the criticism of the new Star Wars, that was like a deep hatred for it, of like people that were too close to the situation. They knew too much about the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
that they didn't like it.
I mean, it's
because like as a casual Star Wars fan, I liked them.
Yeah, I did too. I think the downfall of the sequel trilogy is fascinating in a lot of ways, because I think Last Jedi took some big swings, and like you said, I think that made a lot of people uncomfortable, and it didn't land with a lot of people. It did with me, but it didn't land with a lot of other people. But then it was a classic, be careful fighting monsters lest you become one, or you kind of created the situation that you hate, where everybody hated that movie so vocally and viciously that Disney tried to basically come back in the third movie and undo everything, and it just led to a complete kind of mishmash of a third movie that was kind of an unsatisfying ending, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But also, again, never doubt fanboys' abilities to get overly angry. I mean, hell, I've become the monster that I hate so much when it comes to Rise of Skywalker, because I trash that movie all the time. So, I don't know. It's all very subjective and individual, but I still love it all. I really do. And I just love that I'm alive at a time when I'm going to this nerd paradise.
I'm sure that the Rings one, the orcs, is it orcs or orgs?
Or orcs with a C.
I'm sure that they're having some success early, but at the end they're going to get defeated. But if they were drinking my high, they would not be defeated. They would.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Even though maybe against your point, the orcs in this show, they can't really be in the sun. Maybe if they drank more my high, they could handle the sun. Yes. The Numenorians, they're drinking my high. Okay. The elves, the elves might have invented my high, right? And Matt just broke into Valinor and stole their recipe and brought it back.
We shipped them out in order yesterday.
Actually, Matt, I've been averaging probably about 3 to 4 my highs a day. They're so damn tasty, dude.
Good.
I just got a new 44-ounce cup that I'm loving. I've been carrying everywhere with me.
Love that.
And whether it's the blue, the yellow, or the red, I think it's fruit punch, blueberry, and lemon lime. Oh my God! And I get the zero. I get the zero, no sugar. They're so freaking fantastic, dude. I absolutely love them.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
Yeah, DrinkMyHigh.com.
Go get it. Stay hydrated. Have the energy of T-Bob.
Yeah, and if you need, if you have kids, the Freezy Pops.
They're back.
Are great. We did those. We did those throughout the summer, and it was just perfect for my million trips to the lake.
Third grade Broncos, if you win tonight, you get my high.
But
you
if
don't,
you don't, you don't.
You're not.
You don't.
No, what?
You get the other guy's stuff.
Coach, Coach we're 0-2.
You get no. So do you get
Gotta
no
hold
hydration?
something over their head.
Let's go.
Wait, Jake,
I mean-
is this like Junction Boy? Like you get no hydration whatsoever?
Exactly.
Like it's either my high or death.
Straight to the levee.
Yeah, look.
Yes.
0-2, you got to start taking some things away.
Uh-oh.
Right?
I mean,
That's
at what
the-
point do we start questioning the coach? Honestly,
Come out to
right?
it. Look,
0-2.
that's very fair.
Who are you? Are you Pete Carmichael?
It's very fair. I'm just, look, the other teams that a part of, undefeated. I'm just saying, look.
Can you even handle a cover zero blitz?
The coach and the players have to come together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Double leg it?
that's something I could handle.
Sounds like we got major.
But they just won't let me run fullback dive in flag football.
we
So
got major chemistry issues.
that's the problem.
This
Hey, we're going to get a
generation's
win
too
tonight.
soft.
Okay, I hope you get a win tonight.
No, my high pops.
All right, coming up next, we'll do a quick Would You Rather. I still want to get to 5 big questions. We're going to have to rush through that. It looks like the Harold Perkins.
Got to rush through that, but we just
Super rush.
waxed poetically
They
about
get kicked.
Rings of Power.
Yeah. What do you mean, Jake? Oh, okay. Oh,
I hadn't
I'm
seen
sorry.
it. He hadn't seen
are
it.
you Talk Sports guy now?
No.
Was Matt asking me questions?
I haven't
Are you
seen
upset
it.
that we're not talking enough sports?
And he hasn't
Do
seen
we need
it.
to talk? Do we need to talk more sports? Is that
You
what
understand what I'm
Okay, we'll
saying?
talk more sports next. How about that?
You don't
No,
understand.
next, more sports.
Like, because you hadn't
It was a
seen
good
it.
segue, though.
And I haven't seen it.
OTB.
Yeah.
OT.
He's the only one that's
No,
seen
we're
it.
talking more sports.
Yeah.
Right?
That's fine, though.
Central Plumbing.org, they
All right,
always
talking
talk
my high.
sports.
Enjoyed it, guys.
At Central Plumbing. They actually always talk plumbing because that's actually what they do. So if you have sports problems, you come to OTB. But if you have plumbing problems, you go to Central Plumbing. Call 925-8552. Get that flat rate pricing, so no surprise or hidden fees. Of course, everybody's licensed, bond insured. Great warranty coverage after the work is done as well. Again, like really, y'all, just don't stress about anything. You got to pipe the bus, anything like that. Just call Central Plumbing or go to centralplumbing.org.
Centralplumbing.org. That is the website. And if you're looking to remodel, if you're looking to go tankless, they can certainly help you with that at your home or business. It's not only for emergencies. Now we know they can handle any emergency that you have, as T-Bob just laid out for you. But if you are looking to upgrade, they can do that. It doesn't matter what you need. They've got you covered. You can check out the website for a full list of details, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Come on over to Corval Toyota in Opelousas and meet with one of our sales specialists to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at Revelry Team.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly updates LSU's preparation for Auburn, and we'll head to London to get updates on the Saints and Vikings. Join us for Wednesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Seven, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. Do we have any Would You Rathers in here? Okay, we do. Okay, it is time for a little Would You Rather Wednesday.
Okay, which would you rather be?
Now, what superpower would you rather have?
The question is, would you rather date the blind or the deaf?
Would you rather drown or be burned alive?
Would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
Rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
All right, here we go. Let's dive in. Andor will be 2 seasons, 24 episodes altogether. Shout out to Cody Chauvin in the chat, Bayou YouTube chat. Damn, that's crazy. Would you rather? Oh, Cody Chauvin asks, would you rather an injured Jameis Winston or a healthy Red Rocket? Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying Andy Dalton for Red Rocket. You're always answering Andy Dalton. We know you are, Mario. During the break, you were just lamenting.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I was
playing Jameis and how bad it was because he's clearly not right.
Well, yeah, I think we kind of all see that. And we'll see if he plays. It's only Monday, or it's only Tuesday.
Well, according to Mike Triplett's Twitter, it is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Okay. Good job, though, Mario. According to Mike Triplett Twitter, Saints quarterback Jameis Winston, Michael Thomas, and Ryan Ramczyk were absent from the earlier portion of Wednesday's practice, open to the media in London. Jarvis Landry and just beat Marcus May worked to the side with trainers, so that's positive. Taysom Hill practiced, and took reps at quarterback. So,
well, if you're down a quarterback, he's going to be
he'll be the backup.
Yeah.
So, we will see. He did mention that Jameis Winston did not practice last Wednesday either. And then he also goes on to mention that with all the wide receiver injuries, Triplett says the Saints brought back Keith Kirkwood to the practice squad. Hell yeah, dude.
Sometimes to go forward, we must go back.
Hell yeah, dude. Tre'Quan Smith was back on the field Wednesday as well. So, sorry, Mario.
Balled out last game.
Probably upsets you. Would you rather Brian Kelly win one natty and never really win any other like SEC or anything like that, or 5 SEC titles and no natty?
Natty.
Corey Seltzer. I actually think it would be more fun over time to win the 5 SECs, but with how we cover sports and how our brains work, it would ultimately, you would start to, it's so illogical, but you would start to resent the SEC championships. By the 5th one, you'd be like, oh, get it, I don't care, I want to know. So, yeah.
A national championship lasts forever. SEC championships are great. They're fantastic.
We don't got too many of them things.
Okay, well, national championships trump everything.
I agree. I just think it's, I don't know. I think it's a bit weird how we do it. Would you rather go to a Pels NBA championship game 7 in New Orleans or go to a Saints wild card game in MetLife Stadium?
Saints. And Saints in what?
Wild card game in MetLife.
That's random and impossible.
Pelicans.
I don't know.
From Pelicans.
What? That's cross conference. That can't happen.
Oh, did the Giants? Where did
the Giants play there too?
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Very unlikely.
Take a lap.
Take a lap.
A lap, bud. Clean it up.
You got to run the stairs. You got to go run downstairs and upstairs.
Can you imagine how hard Mario would be breathing?
Bro, it's crazy. So I'm in great shape right now. I feel like, I'm running like 10 to 15 miles a week. Go like, I can be very comfortable at an elevated heart rate. Those stairs kick my ass every morning.
Really?
Every morning I come up here. It doesn't take me long to recover, but like I am breathing heavy at the top of the stairs.
I guess
it's so crazy.
I guess that's fair.
It's always the first act.
Everybody that comes in here as a guest, typically they're like out of breath.
Everybody. Rivers is a personal trainer.
She's
in
lives out of
incredible
breath.
shape.
Yeah.
It's Pels Championship Game 7. Come on.
I couldn't handle
That's way tighter than a wild card football game.
My anxiety would be off the charts, but that's still the answer.
Yeah, it would be crazy. Would you rather live forever or wake up every day with a new superpower? I don't want to live forever.
I don't want to live forever.
No.
Not on Earth.
Have everybody you love die around you as you go on.
No, heaven.
Oh,
yeah. Heaven's eternal life.
Okay, no,
yeah.
I thought you were going
like
sci-fi
that is
for a
kind of
second.
like another planet. It could be sci-fi. You could write a sci-fi story with like heaven in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you live forever. Eventually, you fall into love with a 16-year-old. It gets very odd. I'm looking at you, Edward Cullen, you freaking weirdo.
Oh, I didn't know. Oof.
Yeah, he's like 180 years old.
Yeah, okay. I got you now. I didn't before.
I try to talk to someone who's 22, and I feel like it's like we're just not even from the same planet.
Anybody like in their 20s, I'm like, oh, God, this is awkward. Male or female, I'm like, you're young.
What about
you two? Yes.
Would you rather?
Mario's like 45, right?
Yeah, Mario's older than us.
So,
Mario's older than us. Actually.
Even like with Danny, we're like, hey, Danny, like, what's cool?
Yeah, but Danny's now getting to the point where he's starting to think that he is old as well. That's how this thing goes. Would you rather eat your own big toe or eat someone else's big toe? I can't lose my big toe, bro. I gotta eat someone else's.
Nah, things for balance.
Yeah, man.
I got a big toe. Like it's abnormally big.
Shout out Rex Ryan.
Shout out. Well, and Ocho Cinco. Never forget.
Yep.
Foot fetish is not a fetish. It's a way of life.
Yep, he said that.
Obviously, y'all are going other toe as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need my toe, man.
Yeah, yeah, Mario's like, yeah.
I think the better thing.
That's on episode 4.
I think the better thing would be: would you rather lose your own big toe? Because I'm eating a toe either way. Of course, I'm gonna choose the other person's toe. But even if it was just me lose my toe, I'd eat yours.
Okay.
Would you rather Drew Brees right now, like walking in cold today, or Jameis Winston?
Drew Brees.
You could hear it in Brees'. We didn't play that audio, did we?
No, we never played it.
You could hear it in Brees' voice the other day that he feels like he was just seeing stuff that was mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. Like he could step in today and do infinitely better, and he's probably right.
With guys like that, it's not okay. So if you have one of those quarterbacks that it's because of his skill set is what makes him elite and not maybe his mental aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Right now, Drew's got skills. I mean, there's a reason he is who he is. But like a part of why he was so good, just like Peyton Manning, is because mentally they were elite.
Yeah.
There was nothing they couldn't figure out. Okay. So for him, in his mind, he's like, look, I've never really had the strongest arm by any means, but I can beat cover zero.
Yep.
I can promise you I can get us in the right protection, the right hot routes, and all those things. So that's where he's probably coming from.
Well, and it's like there's a great story. I know Rivers has talked about this as well, but a great story with Ryan Fitzpatrick the other day, where when he was in Miami, and I think he was behind Tua, but he was behind some quarterback that he should not have been. Right, the guy was not playing better than him. It was just that he was like the draft pick or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he said that year, he straight up didn't practice. Like he apparently wasn't. I can't remember what it was on game day. Basically, he wanted to prove to himself And I think it was a bit of a boycott on his part, but he wanted to prove that he could just go in there cold and still play well. And he did, because those guys are just kind of next level. And that ain't even true. Would you?
Ooh, I like this one. Would you rather replace the Florida game every year with Texas or Oklahoma? Nobody. I want Florida every year.
I think Texas would be cool.
I'd rather play Texas.
Texas makes more sense. I mean, that feels like that could be a really good rival for LSU. That game in 19 was really, really good. I would have loved the return trip here. Unfortunately, it got canceled. But I don't want to give up Florida, but I know it's probably going to happen.
I got no real emotion for Oklahoma.
No, I don't either. I mean, you beat them in a national championship game.
No, that's true.
I mean, I do, but it just feels like Texas would become heated pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
And not just in the locker rooms, because there's nowhere to see.
I hate Florida. But I don't think it'd be heartbroken if you didn't have to play him every year.
I would be. That game, and it has nothing to do with 2007.
No,
like, that adds to it.
It's an awesome game.
Even in 04, 05, 06, that game feels different. It always has felt different for me. I was like 97 Florida LSU. That's like one of my core memories in life is LSU beating Florida in 97. Well, that game always has, the fog game, the fake field goal that bounced up to the kicker that we were talking about the other day.
Well, who's the
Tolliver in the end zone.
Who's the only team that the 03
I'm
team
not
lost
done.
to? Yeah, no, I was adding to it. Tolliver in the end zone, that was the same game. Who's the only team that LSU lost to?
I kept trying to talk over him, but what?
Who's the only team LSU lost to in 03?
Florida. Steve Spurrier called Nick Saban and was like, "Hey, bud, that was a nice championship, but still couldn't beat the Gators."
That's what I'm
and
saying.
then Nick's like, "Oh, watch this in 04."
So there's 97. There's that. There's last year's game.
It's every game. No, think about it.
Geis
Even the one
way.
I'm about to say, the one that LSU lost because Geis went the wrong way and you were right there on the goal line with 4 chances. The fog game, as we mentioned, there's so many. You lose to Troy. The next week you go on the road to Gainesville and beat Florida.
Yeah, when Eddie Pinheiro, who had never missed an extra point in his life, missed an extra point to be the difference in that game, 17-16. And Eddie Pinheiro is still in the NFL. He was kicking on Sunday.
Yeah.
Against the Saints.
That's where, I was wondering where. Yeah, that's exactly where it was.
Carolina.
I'm so used to Graham Ganobi and then in Carolina, yeah.
Daniel Carnets, what's better, Austin or Baton Rouge?
That was like, no, that was a side conversation.
Would you rather Austin or Baton Rouge? I'd rather Baton Rouge easily. You know why?
Grit.
Better cost of living. None of this highfalutin California transplant BS. I mean, if you want to talk about a city that loves their own farts more than any other city in America, that's Austin. You want to talk about a city where everybody's going to qualify stuff with like, oh, well, like the personal trainer of Matthew McConaughey trains out of there. Like that is, it's LA 2.0, okay? Miss me with all that BS. I know I'm a petit Trojan boy, but it has nothing to do with the actual city of LA. I wouldn't mind if they got swallowed up by the ocean. I wouldn't mind if Austin just burned to the ground, okay?
Oh, wow.
Baton Rouge over Austin all day, every day. Get out of here. You just self-important tech nerds. So obsessed with yourselves. Just gentrifying and pricing out the common people who have made Austin weird for so many years so that it can be your little California escape. Get the hell out of here, dude. I love New York City, Bilbo. So don't even try to go after New York, dude.
Tell us how you feel, son.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest out. Jeez.
Yeah, and of course, Emil McClellan in the chat's into Austin. We all know. You are hipster number one. That's why you should listen to the LSU football podcast. Great job. All right. Yes, the word pretentious comes to mind, says Nookie in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. And I agree.
Say real quick before we take a break, because we'll forget. 97 Florida. What first initial, you are so young.
It actually even missed me. My LSU memories don't kick in until 2000. I remember having a Kevin Falk poster and jersey and being aware of Kevin Falk and really liking Kevin Falk. But this was also before a time, Jake, you couldn't really watch that easily. And I want to say I may have played Little League football games that were kind of around the time of the Jefferson Pilot game. So a lot of times I would miss those even.
Yeah, touchdown Tommy Banks against Florida in 97. It was in Sports Illustrated. I watched him when he was at West Monroe, obviously being a fullback guy. He's probably 5 or 6 years older than me, but gosh, I remember Tommy Banks, and he scored a touchdown against Florida and stretched out, and that's the play always.
Wow.
Like Kevin Falk had a lot of plays, obviously. It's Kevin Falk, but touchdown Tommy Banks.
That's beautiful, though, because it's literally exactly what you ended up doing against Florida a decade later.
That's actually true.
How's that for some
Didn't even put that together.
Old Tommy Tanks inspired 18 a decade later to defeat the #1 team in the country yet again. Wow, there is a beautiful. It's like George Lucas says in Star Wars. It rhymes. It's like poetry. It's beautiful.
Have you ever seen the picture? You know what I'm talking about?
Of Tommy Banks?
Yeah.
No, I've seen your picture. Oh, whoa, now that's a stretch. Damn,
Yeah.
that is tight.
Yeah.
He's laid out like that Dennis Rodman picture where he saves the ball and he's like completely parallel to the ground. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way.
For a Wednesday edition of Hunt and Hill, JD Piquel joins us, and we rank the SEC 1 to 14. Hunt and Hill 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Doing that broadcaster.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the middle of that game.
What is Brittany doing?
With her career. It's probably like when she's like, it's a South Park episode. Like, to ensure the good harvest.
The harvest.
All right, Jake, I got 5 big college football questions. By the way, we did this on Snaps yesterday, which I would love if you could all, if you want to watch Snaps live, we're on every day here, Central Time, 1 to 2 p.m. on the Volume Sports YouTube channel, me and Aaron Murray. It's very fun. But again, if you could subscribe to the pod, that'd be awesome. Share with your friends, rate, review, all that stuff. And then check out, right if that ends, Off Campus, Sirius XM 84 at 3 to 6. 2 to 5? 3 to 6. 2 to 5? Time zones. You can't blame me for time zones.
2 to 5 Central.
Okay, exactly. That's right, because my show runs straight into this. There you go.
Yeah, it used to be, to your credit, it used to be 3 to 6 Central.
Okay. Yes.
Now it's 2 to 5 Central. Today I'll be with Jake Butt.
Oh, okay.
Former Michigan tight end.
You want some butt
God, there's a lot of
Nowhere to
Big
go.
Ten 84 members. I got Carpenter and Hartsock and Butt.
National station. We even have more of an SEC bent on Snaps. Y'all are even a bit more national.
Oh, I guess I do have Doring typically on Wednesdays.
And
so
Big
a little
Ten
SEC.
Is the SEC, right? I mean, the two supers. Jake, 5 big questions. Who has a higher offensive ceiling, Alabama or UGA? I said offensive. This is interesting.
Gosh, because
my
Alabama's
instinct-
weapons right now, Bryce Young's a stud. We all know that.
Yep.
Jahmyr Gibbs is a stud. I'd like to see him use him maybe a little bit differently. I think I'm going to go with Stetson.
That is the thing. That was the exact logic I went through yesterday. It's like, okay, my instinct was Alabama because of Young. But when you look at the weapons, Alabama's lacking this year, man. And it's hard for me to get over it. Like, I don't care about Kent State doing whatever they did to Georgia.
No. I'm indifferent with that.
It is hard for me to get over how Texas treated that Alabama offensive line for a majority of that game. So I'm going UGA and Staquavius. Also, the improvement of Staquavius closing the gap behind Bryce goes a long way. Question number 2. Is Tennessee a legitimate contender?
Yes.
Oh, highest rated quarterback in the SEC.
Yes.
Cedric Tillman about to be back.
They're a
Rush
contender.
defense.
And I think it's because of the way they had to win the Pitt game. On the road, they had to be physical. They got after an offensive line that returned all 5 starters.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed to me in that game that they can maybe win a game a different way than just being this NASCAR pace where they just get up on the ball and they got to go fast and they play this certain style of defense behind it. That game was different for them. And so, yes, I think they're a contender just like I think Kentucky is a contender. Like,
yeah.
So the question, the question I would throw back to you, which team's more likely to go undefeated? Is it Georgia now or is it Alabama? Because preseason, I asked you that question, and we both agreed, okay, probably Georgia. But when you look at the West.
Yeah, the West is easier than the East.
Okay, well, it's like the ranked teams. You have A&M at 17, Arkansas at 20, Ole Miss at 14. You look over at the East now, Georgia 1, Kentucky 7, Tennessee 8.
I'm still going to go UGA because I do think that the one problem with Tennessee right now is that pass defense. Dead last in the SEC. Actually, hey, you need a get-right game, Jake. If you're a bad pass defense, you know what you do. You play the Texas A&M Aggies. Arkansas was giving up 351 yards a game. After Saturday, now it's like 303. They lopped 50 yards off the average thanks to that A&M offense. So that's my problem, is that I look, Anthony Richardson threw for 30 more yards against Tennessee alone than every other game of the season.
He hadn't thrown a touchdown before that game. He threw
First
2
times.
in that game. I still think they're a contender. And I want to see now, I don't know, do you have a Kentucky question in your top 5?
No, we do not. Give me a
okay,
question.
so
Give me
just
Kentucky.
real quick, like Kentucky, they only average 88 yards on the ground per game. That's bad. But Cavassier Smoke's actually having a nice year. Here's the problem. They're 2-3. They got elevated from 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Have not lived up to what they need to be doing. But now Cavassier Smoke, who's having a nice year, goes back to 2. Chris Rodriguez goes up to number 1. He's an all SEC preseason first-team player.
Yeah.
You're not just getting back a nice piece. You're getting back a dude. So now that 88 yards per game goes up, Will Levis has a chance. Now he has a little bit of pressure taken off his shoulders as well. that game against Ole Miss, I think Kentucky it's a must-win for them, for the non-believers to actually believe in Kentucky.
Yeah, I am a Kentucky double dipper this weekend, both plus the 6.5 and on the money line. So let's get it done. Big Blue. Did Max Johnson fix the A&M offense?
No.
No. There's a difference between improving something and fixing it. Like, they can be better, but they're still broken. Will Steve Sarkisian ever bring Texas back?
I like Sark. I think Sark's a good football coach. I just don't know why. It doesn't matter who's in there. The culture's just, it's mentally weak.
Yeah.
It's a mentally weak culture.
The loss you saw Saturday are the same losses you saw with Charlie Strong, same with Todd Herman, now same with Sark. That, to me...
We played the clip.
Yeah.
Coach McGuire in the locker room.
Yeah.
We knew, basically, that they were going to quit. Yeah, he said they're going to break. I told you they're going to break, and they broke.
Yeah, we've seen it too many
That's
damn
crazy.
times.
It's just wild. It's 3 different head coaches.
So, like, the only way that you're going to fix something like that, like, that's a deep-rooted problem that can only be solved over time. Now, the better question is, can Sark earn enough time to fix it? We'll see. It's just improve. Like, don't worry about, like, being a contender. If Texas goes 8-4, especially with how sexy the Big 12 is this year, that's a big win for them. And then the last question is kind of is OU's Oklahoma's loss smaller, big problem. And look, man, whatever. The deal, OU, all the loss proves that they're not a playoff team. But what I want to focus on here, Jake, the Big 12 is very fun.
Yeah.
There is no superpower, but there is also not a bad team. I mean, you look down the list. Now that Kansas is good, like West Virginia kind of feels like they may be the worst team, but even they have like a couple nice wins on the resume this year. The game against Pitt wasn't bad at all. Like, the Big 12 is it's a sexy conference top to bottom, and they're not going to get any love because they're going to knock each other out of the playoff.
Right.
But they deserve it. It's
There's
a
not
fun
an
college
easy
football
out.
Yeah, it's not easy out.
Week in and week out, if your worst team is West Virginia, there's not an easy out. So I do agree with you. And by the way, for a second day in a row, rank Kansas, you cowards.
Yep, I agree.
What are we doing?
I think Vegas is still trailing.
They went on the road a couple times, got some big wins, got a big win at home last week. Just rank them. What are you doing?
And now Iowa State comes into their house, and Iowa State opens as 3.5-point favorites. That's down to 3 now for whatever that is worth. All right, closing out the show with a little Ask the Bench next.
OTB, OT.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. I'm kind of excited, y'all. My 3-year lease on the Camry is about to be up soon, and it was perfect, man. I really enjoyed the leasing process, which I get it. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. I don't care about that. All I'm saying is I went in there with a budget, and they found me an answer that has been perfect for my situation, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the next answer is this next go-around. And so if you have questions, go talk to them. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge today. Go see them off Airline Highway, and trust me, you're going to be very pleased.
You might be heading to that Auburn game.
I see that DraftKings.
Oh, hey, I'm letting it go. You might be heading to the Auburn game. Maybe you need something a little bit bigger, or maybe you want something better on gas mileage. Maybe you've got a trip just, you and one other, and you want a hybrid or something to save on gas money. Go rent that Toyota today. Per day rental prices, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
This week on DropBiscuit.com or wherever you listen to podcasts is our new series, Pops, the Louis Armstrong story. Pops is brought to you by New Orleans & Company. Check out NewOrleans.com and come visit New Orleans.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR presented by Pluckers. Brian Kelly updates LSU's preparation for Auburn, and we'll head to London to get updates on the Saints and Vikings. Join us for Wednesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Wow. What an upset. Danny with the most serial killer move of the day. As soon as the show started, he just walked over to the corner of the room, stood there, stared at the corner, did not touch a door handle, did not move.
I opened the
and then
door.
after about 30 seconds, just turned back around.
That was weird.
I opened the door, and I was like deciding if I had time to pee or not.
Did you have to talk yourself down off a ledge? Like, were you about to
Did you
go
have a
psycho?
self-talk?
Yeah.
Dude, hey,
Oh my
is living with
God.
Mario, like, is there something going, like, blink twice if you need intervention?
No, there's nothing wrong with me at all.
Right,
But I was deciding if I needed to pee or not.
Okay. Don't. So, like, we're chill, right? Like, me and you are cool?
Mario's the one you should be concerned about.
I'm not on any list,
I
right? I
didn't
mean,
do
we're cool,
anything.
dude. Okay, I'm just making sure. Huh. Looks like living with Mario hasn't been a very good influence on you, Danny. Okay, I don't know. It made you rethink the situation.
Chill.
Go to Accutemp. Chill. Okay, you can chill. Go to Accutemp. Also, I mean, well, not soon here. Eventually, we'll turn on your heater. Maybe today or at night or something.
Maybe
My
at
house
night.
was feeling a little cold at night. Last night it
Maybe
was.
at night.
Maybe at night.
Maybe at night. But
So-
the thing is,
yes.
here, look, Louisiana, you might turn the heater on at night, but the AC's coming back on.
Yep.
You don't want to shock the system. So make sure that you're up to date on all your checkups.
Yep.
Accutemp, Star membership.
Yeah,
Be a
Star
part of it.
membership's cool. You don't, you get these checkups every 6 months. You don't pay anything for them, and you get that. You avoid catastrophic issues. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon Light, Sky Citrus Sweet. By the way, if you enjoyed today's show timing-wise, we will be doing this in the future, okay? I got a talking to, and we will lock it in. from here on out. Let's see. Ask the bench. Have y'all ever thought about getting a roofing company sponsor? Yeah. I think the station's all good in that regard. Seth Rushing, Ask the Bench. If you had one Elvis song to listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be?
If I Can Dream.
The one from
68 Comeback Special is what he closes it out with.
What's the one from Big Little Lies?
Oh,
it's a good one. I can't remember the name of it, but I really like it.
Which one is it from Big Little Lies? I'll look it up.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Flinner?
I didn't like that.
Or Clayton? What, you didn't like when they
said
said
Flinner?
Flinner?
I didn't like Flinner.
You thought it was condescending? I took it as like a term of endearment.
It doesn't roll off.
Flinner. I hardly know her.
The Wonder of You, by the way, is on the Elvis song.
The Wonder of You. Great song.
That's the wonder.
Yeah, but to me, y'all, Ask the Bench. Can T-Bob and Aaron Murray do a shirtless episode of Snaps Ratings Bonanza? Yeah, but to me, y'all, is so consistently, like, obviously.
Bobby does a show shirtless. Bobby Carpenter, like
Really?
almost every time we do it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's a workout right before the show.
It's not video, though.
No. I can see him on Zoom.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
I can see him on Zoom, but no, nobody else outside of our producer.
Yeah, but to me, y'all, is always comedically, homoerotically horny in the chat. And I like to wonder, like, I just love to think, because I feel you, man. We all like to do whatever makes us laugh. I like to think about the person who's just sitting there typing all this all the time. Just 24/7, just having a good time. Just joking around. Hashtag Ask the Bench, Fonzarelli. Can y'all tell us what the chant is before LSU leaves the tunnel? It's from a song. I actually don't know the song.
We didn't do that when I was there, but they've done it ever since T-Bob was there. Every single year, they've always done it.
Yeah.
And there's
Gets
not
you
a lot.
fired up,
There's
though.
not a lot of words we can say here on this station.
Yeah, that's it. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Will Danny Cardenas miss work one day? Okay, he says, will Daniel Cardenas miss work one day? And on the same day, Mario show up in a new poorly sewn leather jacket. I don't think the timing would be like that. It would have to be like a 2 weeks notice situation for Danny, because you're not going to be able to cure and work the human skin like you should to be able to make it into a believable black leather jacket. So
Mario's a professional, though.
Yeah, I know, but still, tanning and all that, it's going to take a while. So no, it'll be a couple weeks, if anything.
Ask the Bench, is Bobby Carpenter really a professor of finance? He is. He teaches a class at Ohio State. Yeah.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Are y'all watching the Jeff Dahmer show?
Mario is.
Documentary.
Mario's studying.
Well, watching, studying, planning.
Taking notes.
I watched the first episode, and again, I think it's well made, but it is like dark. I found that maybe once I get more Halloween-y, I'll be there, but I'm gonna stick with my more light stuff for now.
Halloween-y.
Yep.
We still got to come up with costumes.
Type of weenies.
We did.
Getting close.
Literally.
It's going to be hard. Last year
hallowed.
Last year, everyone did a really nice job.
Hallowed be thy weenie. Huh? How about that? Yeah, you don't take the Lord's name in vain. I get it. Relax.
You get slapped at the back of the head if you did that in my family. What'd you say about the Lord?
OTB, OT.
Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Okay? You want to feel younger? You want to hop on the TikTok? Go to Rejuve Me. Well, they're not going to make you a TikTok, right? But you can feel like you have the energy of one who wants to talk.
They're probably on TikTok because they feel youthful about it.
Yes, they are. I'm sure they are. You should go follow them on TikTok. Or you should just go to Rejuve Me today and set up a consultation, man. Get your labs drawn. Figure out exactly what's going on in your body, where it's strong, where it's deficient, and what needs to be done in order to fix it. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me.
If you've got a question, if you want to say, hey, here's what I've got going on, can you help me? Well, chances are they can help you. And that's 225-230-4201. They're going to get you on a path for success to get you to feel like your youthful self yet again. RejuveMeMedical.com is a great resource as well. Conditions they treat right there, list on the website. Again, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Shop, 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 shop,
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shop a style.
Oh, yeah!
Today, people walk into a bar. The first to order the same old mark.